dog.
just
We missed our
pissed.
kid.
Aw, dang it.
I can hear you guys now, and the stream can also hear you guys. So yeah, to reiterate now that I am audible and everyone else is audible, hi everyone, welcome to the Cursed Ones, where we are cursed and we play Dungeons and Dragons every other week or so. And we are back from a little tiny itty bitty hiatus. Very funny time to go on hiatus considering what we last ended off with, but it'll be fine, you know?
It'll be fine.
It'll be okay.
We're just drawing it out for as long as possible. It's fine.
Cool
Don't worry
jacket,
about
dude.
it.
Thank you. It is my cool gamer jacket covered in my pins. Fantasy ambiance. Always a good thing to get ready for the session. Okay, so that was such a weird okay. What the fuck is happening? I will say, at some point in this session, a creature will be appearing. My dog is returning after a week of being away, and he is going to be very excited to see me, and it will derail the session for a good minute or 5. So I'm warning you all that at some point a creature is imminent, so be prepared. Be prepared.
So if you hate dogs, get out.
So if you hate dogs, get the fuck out of my stream, because this is a hammy...
Dogs, why are you even
Actually,
here?
maybe more
Why are you
specifically,
here?
if seeing a dog will make you flip out, you should leave. If you just
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
passively hate them, that's probably fine.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. Definitely, if you do genuinely are uncomfortable in the presence of dogs, then there will be a dog. This is your warning.
I mean, does that even count as a dog, though?
What the fuck?
What?
Cece isn't even here. Cece isn't here.
I need to fill the void, okay? The opening was
listen, he's
presented, and I
funny.
knew I had to take it.
God damn it. I will never escape the
God.
bullying of my dog.
No, wait. You said your dog?
I'm cross at you. I am cross at you, Kiki. I am cross. I am...
It was only Cece, so we gotta continue those vibes into here, or there's no transition period.
True, fair enough, actually.
You'll cross with me. Why are you British?
What? Why am I British?
Why are you British?
Why are you British? We're so good. We're so professional. All right, let's jump into the question of the day. And the question of the day, I did this one with Cece, but I thought it was so silly that I decided that I am doing it with you guys too, which is tell us about an encounter with an animal you have had. I believe we have all had some encounters with animals that are perhaps memorable in some way or another. I don't know, it can be something as mundane as there was a squirrel with a perfectly shaped peanut and it was kind of funny, which literally happened to me the other day and I have a picture of it on my phone. Or as ridiculous as the one that I am going to say. But yeah, so let's get into the nicknames. Acrobat, who are you? And what is an encounter you've had with an aminal?
So, okay. First, some context. The church that my mom goes to occasionally does outings out of places. So we went out to this park for like a get together. And we're hanging out, and I'm out on the front deck of the little area, and my brother walks up to me and he's like, "Hey, have you seen Titus?" And I'm like, "I haven't seen Titus." He points down the road, and this one guy, Titus, his best friend, had a snake just in his hand. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. So I walk up and I'm like, "Hey, Titus, what the hell just happened?" He's like, "Oh yeah, Brody saw a snake and he wanted to grab it, so he did." And I said, "Okay, what do you mean by he just did?" He's like, "No, yeah, he just reached in and grabbed the snake. Just had it. And the snake was having a great time. It wasn't really constricting. It was just hanging out." And I just kind of sit there and I'm like, okay.
Good for the snake.
Guess.
Good for everyone, honestly. That sounds like a win.
Snake, honestly. Yeah. I mean, he had to release it later. He couldn't keep it because it was like, a wild snake. And then that exact same day, we're in the creek and my mom is like, "Hey, there's a copperhead in the water." And I'm like, "Oh god, that is a copperhead in the water. Lovely, amazing. Get out of the water," because,
Was it the same snake? Did they come back?
No, it was not the same snake because copperheads are venomous.
Yeah, that is true. Damn.
And I don't think Brody would have grabbed a copperhead, but yeah, I was hiding in the water. Scared the shit out of me.
I've had many encounters with snakes as well. Snakes are quite silly. I don't know why silly is my word today.
They are.
My mom has a horrible phobia of snakes though, so I cannot anywhere I cannot bring them anywhere near my house or myself.
Like
yeah, I feel like that's a very common mom phobia. That's something I've noticed.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's because where my mom grew up, sometimes there were snakes, and
yeah, same with my mom.
You would die. So
same with my mom. That makes sense. Metal Gear Crime, who are you, and what kind of encounters have you had with creatures?
So, I had an encounter just the other day, and this is
recent encounter.
This is stuck in my head. So where I live in BC, there are like rats in people's lawns. That's pretty normal.
Yeah.
There was one that I guess it just genuinely didn't see me. Like the bro was just doing something else and did not see me.
We're going Ratatouille on that shit.
I went outside because I saw it through the window, and I just kind of stood behind it for a bit, and I kept approaching it, and it wasn't going anywhere. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna say hi to this guy. So I lean down, and the one thing that comes into my head to say to this rat is, "Hello, little creature." It jumps about the height of me in the air.
Oh my god!
I'm like 5'6". It jumps and screams. Like a fucking cartoon, and runs away.
You scared the shit out of that guy. He's dead.
Bro,
I think that was more of an encounter for the rat than for you.
Yeah.
Bro vanished.
Bro fucking, I'm just imagining like a Looney Tunes ass sound effect.
Yeah, literally.
Looney Tunes sound effect as it like goes 10,000 feet in the air like fucking Wile E. Coyote and then runs away.
Wait.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh god. By the way,
Yeah,
I just want to say I hold horrific power because I now have the entirety of the fart on my roommate's door in soundboard form. And it is very loud.
Oh my god.
It's in 4 parts. And it's horrible. It's so fucking loud. It is possibly louder than the Vine Boom that Radical has. Alright, so yeah, I am Molecular Cloud. I'm also Dean, I'm the Dungeon Master, I play everyone else, and I run this shit show, and I'm actively deleting shit off of my phone because I need to download Uber Eats because I'm hungry as fuck. But also I could just like get a tiny snack. That would be a better option. Anyways, I have had many encounters with creatures in my life. I used to live in Singapore, which was prone to having iguanas just appear. There was one time where I just went into my room in Singapore and there was an iguana just on my bed. And iguanas are big. Like, people forget how massive iguanas are. Those fuckers are huge. So there was just a whole iguana, which I was like 3, and it was basically the size of me, just chilling on my bed. 4th floor of an apartment building. Iguana. Iguana. There was also a thing in Singapore where whenever you opened trash bins, like 10 geckos would just like rhythmically start snapping out of the bushes, and they would just either crawl into the trash can and make it their home, or like there would be a mass exodus of geckos as they would just skedaddle to the fucking winds. But the real encounter I want to highlight today is the time that I was chased by a monkey. So this was in... Where was it? This was in Malaysia. And I was a kid, and like I went around to Malaysia a lot because Malaysia is right next to Singapore, which is where I used to live. So one time while on a trip to Malaysia, we were staying at a resort that was known for having a couple of monkeys just ambiently around the park. It was supposed to be a cute little thing, like you're in touch with nature, there's a fucking chimp, the usual. However, they had a fruit bar at this resort. And these were fruit-eating monkeys. Now, the fruit bar was inside as to, you know, not have the monkeys enter and wreak fucking havoc on the fruit bar. So, you know, there was good separation. The problem lies in my mother, who had the great idea of, let's bring some fruit home. Let's bring some fruit back to the hotel. And so, I made the foolish decision of taking a humble pear. And we left that building, and not moments later, not one, not two, but 3 monkeys start descending towards us with intent of eating my pear, my mom's banana, and I think there was another person there. I don't fucking know who it was. It might have been one of my cousins. Their apple. So, my mom turns to me and just says, run. And we run for our fucking lives from these hungry monkeys, and we escaped, but there was a sacrifice. My mom let go of her banana on the trip. It was tragic. Anyways, that's how we ran away from a bunch of monkeys. It was very funny. My mom regales the tale because I don't fully remember it, but my mom likes to tell me that story, so, you know, it's very funny. All right, so rounding us off today, we have Morgue. Who are you, and what is a creature you have encountered?
I'm Morgue. And I play Arden.
No way.
My name doesn't really change, so I never really have a nickname. But let's see. I don't know. I actually don't really have that many encounters with creatures, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of anything that stands out, and not really.
No creatures?
I don't know. We have cats at home.
I'm shocked that you actually don't have that many creature encounters, because I think you live on a farm, right?
Well, I live in the middle of... My house is in the middle of a cornfield, but
yeah.
I mean, my parents are both professors.
Oh,
but
that
the
makes
thing
sense.
is, not actually that much stuff, lives in a cornfield. Like, I mean, it's not really... I mean, there's, mice and stuff, I guess, but... I mean, you know, other things will wander through our property, but, I'm not going outside at night, and that's when most of them are active, you know? I'm not about to get sprayed by a skunk. I'm not stupid.
That's very fair. One
yeah,
time...
no, I mean, but one of our outside cats, who we sometimes will call Damn It the Cat, because he will run into the garage as the garage door is closing and cause the door to open, and then because he's very stupid, he will go up into the, there's, a porch off the garage, there's, that little, and since it's just open, it's just, a little spot, and he will climb up in there, and then he cannot figure out how to get down.
No!
Even though he could just go to the back of the building, and, there's some shelves, and he could just climb right down, but he doesn't, because he's stupid, so you have to go up there with a ladder and get him.
No!
So, we just have a cat who is very dumb.
That's a very...
I don't know. I'm sure I've had other encounters, but, my memory is just not that good, so...
That's very fair, yeah. So those are our creature encounters. I think it's about time that we head on to the session recap and start the session. Woo. So last session started off inside of one of the help me. It started off in one of the many memory doors. That's what I was trying to say, but it all got me. So, within this memory door in particular, the party were putting on a show for a strange little cat named Apollo, who was totally not suspicious at all. No, not at all. No way in hell. And yeah, things were going pretty well. Both Lily and Arden and Benny put on a wonderful performance that was drawing in the crowds. Benny and Arden had a duo act where they were flipping each other around, and Arden was running across the kind of banisters going across the town. Lily had a solo act with some beautiful high-flying flips and turning into a bat, which was very intriguing for the townsfolk. And overall, it was a great time. The audience loved it. And then it was time for the main part of the show, which is where Apollo went to give, we'll call it a sermon. As turns out, Apollo was kind of Genesis. Yeah, just a little bit Genesis.
Does as hell.
So yeah, Genesis, who was taking the form of a silly little cat, just went on stage and was like, by the way, I'm a leader, you're all followers, so just die, is literally what he said. And during it, he was like,
really not beating the pedophile accusations.
He's really not.
No. Make that follow him. Like, that's gonna be I want that to be his defining feature, frankly.
Haunt.
Mostly because I think it would make him mad, and that's funny.
Haunt his ass. Haunt him real good.
His ass. Yes.
Haunt him.
Exactly.
Haunt him with the allegations.
The allegations.
The truth.
I mean, are they
the
allegations if they're true?
True point.
I think
Genesis is gonna do a
so...
fucking ukulele apology video.
I mean, he would. Like, if anyone would, it would be that guy.
He invented music, so he absolutely would.
Like, I'm not a groomer, I'm just a loser, and Betty's just staring at him with those angry expressions.
It's the Colleen Ballinger apology video with his ukulele!
Yeah.
Arden is somehow in the background, and like she's using sign language so he can't hear her, and she's just saying, "Yeah, this guy's lying. He totally is."
Just keep citing pedophile over and over
Oh
and
my!
over.
He's not.
Exactly.
Genesis is fucking canceled. Good. This is. Oh my god.
Murder or whatever. Like she also did a lot of other things that I think would probably be cancelable behavior. Like, I'm pretty sure if it came out some YouTuber was like a mass murderer, most people would be like, "Wow, put that bitch in jail."
Yeah, I think this has actually happened before.
Really?
I think so. I think it was what?
Yeah, probably.
Not to name names of like actual criminals, but wasn't it Mr. Anime who like went on a murder spree? Let's not get into that.
I wouldn't know.
Let's not get into criminal activities.
Allegedly, all of this is alleged. It never actually happened. If you managed to...
Actually, no. He literally it's not alleged for him. He actually did get tried and convicted.
I meant for this stuff. The
allegedly
apology video stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
Allegedly.
It's.
I had to think about what I meant. Yeah.
I'm looking at the camera.
I mean, look. Even if it weren't true, you look dumb as hell now, so...
So fucking... Yeah, exactly. Anyways, yeah, my brain cell is not working. So, after Genesis's very, very cringe fail moment up on stage, he was also like, hey, by the way, this is what's gonna happen to you guys if you don't, like, submit your free will to, just, like, kind of being dead. Look at this, you'll turn into a loser demon like Zoran. And Zoran was actively getting turned into a demon against his will and was like fucking freaking out.
We all made sure he knew that didn't make him a loser.
Exactly. And they
Don't
were
worry, guys.
like, everyone was comforting Zoran through it. And basically just like
good.
Everything kind of reached a fever pitch as the crowd started going absolutely ridiculous. And it was at that point that Genesis walked backstage and was like, here's your memory orb, losers, bye.
Yeah, so obviously the next step was to give Zoran a blanket.
Yeah, I believe they actually did that.
A shock blanket. Yeah, I did.
They gave him a blanket.
I was like, here, you need a shock blanket and also a note that's like, hey, chill. This is on you.
They did give him a nice note. And the memory orb was depicting Benny showing up on the scene of what had happened and finding Zoran. Actually, it was him and Genesis who went to the scene of the crime, and Zoran, very obviously traumatized by Genesis, decided to attack Genesis, but unfortunately, Benny, at this point in his life, Exodus, I should say, did not understand that Genesis was evil. He was absolutely manipulating the shit out of Exodus at that time, and Benny helped banish Zoran. That was the memory. It was from there that stuff started to get a little bit silly, as Benny kept having these strange kind of bouts of kind of going in and out of consciousness and in and out of proper memory. He was almost like jolting around on the ground and was only getting memories of when he was Exodus and only remembering when he was General Jets, and nothing was really making sense. And by the time that Benny started feeling better, Arden also started getting absolutely wacky on the ground and started getting seemingly electrocuted out of nowhere. And
no, wasn't it Benny that got electrocuted? I don't think I did.
I think
end up getting electrocuted.
I think something funny happened to Arden, but I might have forgotten.
I think I might have succeeded the wisdom save.
You did. Okay,
like
yeah, you succeeded it. So Arden was going to get silly.
Because I'm obscenely good at saves.
Yeah.
Thanks to monk powers.
And then Lily started to get strange visions again from her psychic brain mom.
My brain mom.
And her psychic brain mom was like, "Hey, don't go under. Whatever you do." And Lily was like, "What do you mean by that, Mom?" And she was like, "Don't fall. Don't fall." And Lily was like, "I don't know what the fuck you mean, Mom." And then she was like, "If you fall, I can't get to you. So don't." It'll be so much harder. And so Lily was like, "Okay." Thanks, Mom.
Very clarifying.
Thank you, Mom. And then Lily woke up and everyone kind of regrouped for a second and started to try and figure out what exactly was happening. That is when the door to the main lobby appeared, and it was covered in like these ozone storm clouds. So everyone decided to go check that shit out, and they stayed very quiet and stealthy as they listened in and heard a conversation between a very angry Roxanne and Genesis. In this conversation, basically Roxanne organized for the party to be moved and for Genesis to leave the dream world for now, which was one problem dealt with, but unfortunately at the end of the conversation, Genesis seemed to strike a deal with Roxanne to, at least for now, finish what he was trying to start. That leads us to where we last left off, with the reveal that they had activated the Leviticus Protocol on Lee. Lee, now being completely puppeted by some sort of programming led by Roxanne, was ordered to attack the party, besides Arden. And in a flurry of violence and thunder and lightning, throwing fire, flinging spells, absolutely doing everything the party can to both get Aslan out of danger, to help the captain, to help Benny, who is, like, I believe seriously injured. Everything is not exactly going to plan, as the party are in a tussle for their life with Lee Hostine, also known now as the Leviticus Protocol. So, without further ado, are we ready to continue?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit. I'm gonna very quickly get myself a little treat. A silly little treat. And then we will begin. Wow. I don't think I missed anything. If I missed anything, let me know.
Wow.
I mean, if you did, it wasn't that important, probably, if we don't know what it is.
True.
Yeah.
Imagine I missed, like, some really important thing, like I revealed something ridiculous, and then everyone just collectively forgore.
Forgore.
I forgore. Ooh, should I get a Swiss roll?
Yes, I think you should get this.
I'm getting a Swiss.
I'm an enabler.
You are an enabler.
No. Sometimes I just, like, a little bit forget that people can just, like, order food to their house.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna probably order myself a little snacky snack, because I'll keep it real.
The thing is that I can't DoorDash to my residence hall because of, like, they don't do DoorDash in the place where I'm going to college, so it's all Grubhub. And I hate Grubhub. I hate
Grubhub!
DoorDash is awful. I hate Grubhub even more than I hate DoorDash. I'm just not gonna order anything.
Did you guys know that August 8th is Vor Day and the Transformers movie released on August 8th?
Without further ado, let's begin the session.
What the hell?
Sorry.
Without further ado,
sent it to me.
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry to whoever is watching for that awful segue. I am so sorry.
That wasn't even a segue. That was like...
Let crime speak, says Cece. I want to know more, says Cece.
Where are you going with this? I'm curious.
No. I've ordered my food. We're beginning the session. I'm going to be putting my music and ambiance and stuff in music for you guys this time so you can hear it. This is the ambiance I'm currently playing.
Yes! I love
All right.
ambiance.
So without further ado, let's jump into Cursed One Shellshock, Episode 11. The air roils. It churns in a great, tumultuous tempest. The crest of the ongoing storm rises and rolls against the deck of the subconscious vessel. A flash, a crack of metal snapping under the force, guillotine blades of lightning streak, illuminating the machine in front of you. The AI in the form of a human flesh puppet. No care to why the ligaments move, but only acknowledgement to how they twist and turn. For just a second, the air goes quiet as they float above you all. Eyes quickly cast glances between you all in speed so quick you can hear his eyes crackling in his sockets. You hardly see their hand move before the siren begins. I'm going to add the playlist that I am playing for this particular encounter if you want to listen to it.
Why? It's in an SCP!
Wahoo! 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 An ungodly noise rises up as the winds pick up impossible speeds around you. Whispers follow them too. They're too quick to possibly perceive without processing powers above the capabilities of mortals, and just as quickly as the siren appears, it begins to drown in the gripping hands of thunder and lightning. Much like how a captain always goes down with its ship, rules apply to others as well. In this instance, the best would happen to be a machine must follow its programming. Top of initiative, the Leviticus Protocol. I first have to roll for immolation damage if I'm not mistaken, because Benny cast immolation last turn, and I did actually remember it. I have the initiative order that we rolled last session still in the initiative channel, if you guys want to pull that back up for reference. So, I take back every complaint I made. I'm glad we don't have this in Ride or Die yet. Also, Cece, let me know if the music is too loud. Okay,
this music is awesome.
The target must make a dexterity saving throw, which I believe I failed. And at the end of each of my turns, I have to repeat the saving throw. Okay, so I don't currently have to make that saving throw just now. I can begin. And first of all, last session I cast Storm of Vengeance. I opened it for yourself. Okay, I'll turn the music up just slightly. Yippee! All right, so Storm of Vengeance is going to continue. This is round 2 of Storm of Vengeance. So, as these storm clouds kind of just begin to ripple out around the scene around you guys, these churning clouds begin to emit these bright flashes of light, and you guys begin to hear little hissing noises from up above the deck, as slowly but surely these small holes atop the ceiling of the subconscious vessel are going to start dripping through as acid rain is going to begin to fall down onto the deck beneath you guys. So I need every creature, aka all of you, to take 7 points of acid damage.
I can't believe he's done this.
I can't believe it. And...
Wait, but... So, I guess I don't qualify for whatever anymore.
Yep, no, unfortunately, this, Storm of Vengeance is still actually going to hit you. Despite the fact that, it's not in his protocol. What? Cheats, mites, tillites, thank you, Cece. Okay, so...
No.
Yes. Okay, so...
It's fine, it won't kill me, probably.
Does everyone have their sheets, remember where they were from last session, what health they were at? Is that still marked for everyone?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So who, is anyone currently down?
No.
I'm gonna take that as a no. No one was currently down. Okay, so what I am going to do is I am going to Metamagic Quicken Spell. And so I'm going to, bonus action, I'm going to Lightning Lure onto Benny. All right, so Lee is going to turn around and with a flash of just like, he has calibrated every single possible like interaction and what the best course of action here is. So they're going to just like flick their couple of fingers in almost like this robotic kind of pattern and are going to lash out towards Benny as from the storm clouds surrounding the scene, this giant like spectral kind of chain is going to reach out towards you, Benny. And I need you to make a strength saving throw. It's gonna be okay.
Oh no! It's an 11!
That is going to fail. And because you are within the radius of Lee's Scourge aura, you are vulnerable to lightning damage while within his Scourge aura. So, and he is also level 17, so that is going to do 48 damage. So you are going to take 11 plus... Okay, so 11 times 2, you're taking 22 points of lightning damage.
Oh my god, Benny's almost down.
So, this lash of lightning is going to reach out towards you, Benny, and it is just going to start wrapping up your body as these, like, Lichtenberg kind of scars are going to start, like, just, like, churning up your body, and you kind of see your bones kind of glowing underneath your skin from the sheer radiant heat that surrounds you, as Lee is going to turn their hand forward and pull you inwards, since that was their bonus action, considering they use Quicken Spell. They are going to pull you 10 feet towards them, which is going to bring you in radius for another... No, wait, never mind. I misread the spell. You're taking fine damage. You're already good. You're good. So,
Sweet.
Poggers, just making sure I have everything correct.
Yeah, to make sure I have everything correct, you said that the thing earlier was 7 acid damage, right?
7 acid damage, yes. Okay. So the next thing I am going to do here, what do we want to do for the second one? Because that was just a bonus action. Ooh, I could do that. How low are you, Benny?
I'm at 15 out of my max of 150.
Okay. So,
I'm struggling.
Fuck. Okay. Yeah, no, it's objectively the best thing that it can do in this situation. I'm going to cast Divine Word. Lee pulls you forward and is just going to grab you and kind of pull you up. Once again, he is 6'10". He is much taller than you, and despite the fact that he is like typically kind of like hunched over and looks rather unimposing, you do see just like he is kind of fucking muscular. He has been doing adventuring for a long time, and he is going to just pull you up by the neck and is just going to go, decommission. You utter a divine word, imbued with the power that shaped the world at the dawn of creation. Choose any number of creatures you see within reach. Each creature you can hear you must make a charisma saving throw. So Lily, I want you to make this too. Please make me a charisma saving throw. Aslan is also going to make... Aslan also has to make... No, never mind. No, because Arden's right next to her. So Aslan does not have to make it.
That says 16. I don't think it's 16.
Okay. So...
Sorry, I'm rolling mine.
That's completely okay. Take your time.
My fucking... I didn't have hardware acceleration on, which means the dice takes 20 minutes to bounce across my screen.
No! Oh, man.
My charisma save is a dirty 23.
23. You are a lucky man. You are a very lucky man.
My plus 10 charisma saving throw modifier says, whoa, get fucked.
Yeah. So he holds you up to his face and just whispers in your ear, decommission. And this word, it kind of like escapes his mouth in almost like this small mote of thunder that is going to attempt to just like pierce you through your brain itself. If you failed that, because you have 20 hit points and fewer, you would have been killed instantly. Lily, how many hit points do you have?
90.
90? Okay. You do not suffer any effects. So, you are free from the divine word for this turn. So, with the rest of Lee's turn this time, he is going to... Is he going to do anything else? Nope, that's about all he can do. Actually, you are within 5 feet of him.
Okay, sorry. When I lost my sheet, I lost that, so I'm trying to find what the fuck that's called again.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Oh.
I know what you
But
mean.
I want to if I'm allowed to do a reactionary to that
No,
I'm in 5
I don't
feet.
think so.
Okay.
Unless he moves now. Oh, you know what I can do? Can I? Can I? Nope, never mind. Can't. Okay, never mind. So that is going to be my turn. I think the last thing that I am going to do with it is that I am going to drop Benny onto the ground. So he was just like 15 feet in the air, so that's not going to do any damage. And the Leviticus Protocol is going to fly back 60 feet, so you do have the chance to do an opportunity attack.
Oh, fantastic. Let's see here. Whoa, burning hands upon ye.
I don't think can you dispel his opportunity? I don't. Oh wait, no, you're a war caster, so you can, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have Sentinel, right?
What's your Sentinel again?
Sentinel is when you hit someone with a opportunity attack, they cannot move.
No, I don't recall having that, unfortunately.
Okay, so you don't have Sentinel. I believe that you had Warcaster, so I think that means that you can use a spell as a reaction. If I'm not mistaken, I'm going to have to double check that.
And also, isn't it like
Warcaster? Yeah, Warcaster. Yep, that is exactly what Warcaster does. And you have advantage on saving throws that maintain your concentration. Yep, okay, perfect.
Alright,
no matter.
Cool.
So roll to hit, or tell me what I need to roll.
It.
For burning hands.
Hands is I'm looking right now. You need to roll dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw, perfect. My dice almost fell off my table. That is going to be a 19 plus.
You just. Oh yeah, you passed, bro.
19 plus 9.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, 19 plus 9. So
Plus.
yeah, unfortunate. So
that's okay. I just roll my damage and half it.
So as you just like are like brought into is this kind of like quick embrace, and you feel that mode of electricity trying to just spark yourself entirely out of existence, you manage to just like kind of steel yourself and bite through that, just managing to keep your composure and not letting that divine word get through to your head. It's almost like you are forcing it out by listening to the static instead of what is actually in front of you. And as he begins to float away, you kind of quickly regain your composure, spin around in the air, and you just like chuck a scorching ray at him. Or not a scorching ray, a burning hand. Your hands like reach out in front of you and just wall of flames extend out from your fingertips. And Lee is going to take how much damage? 14 damage.
14 is the half of the 26 I rolled.
And this flame starts to like dance up his body and is going to make the immolation also like burn up around him, because that is still happening as well. I have to repeat my dexterity saving throw for immolation. That was a 14. Does that fail or succeed? Failed? Okay, so I'm going to take 4d6 fire damage from you.
Yep. Allow me to roll my 4d. Or do you roll it or do I roll it?
You roll it, because that is your damage that you're doing against him. So it kind of like sets off this chain reaction that paused for just a moment. As the acid rain kind of falling around you guys, you see as it starts to fizzle out some parts of the fire, but as you add this burning hand to the situation, it just restokes the flame and it starts to tear up Lee's body. Unfortunately, you cannot see the impacts of the actual burns it's making on his skin, because his skin is currently just electric and like this blue kind of glowing color that goes all the way up to his neck. But you see as it starts to burn up the ends of his cloak and eventually reaches one of his hands, which the fingertips start to kind of char and turn to this black ash, as he is just going to start like, his fingers start kind of cramping up a little bit in a way that you can tell he is trying to robotically separate his hand, but it is like curling up because the body has to as a physical reaction. So he starts stepping back and like falls to the ground for just a second, but lifts up into the air and is still going to move that 60 feet back because you don't have Sentinel, and that is going to be the turn of the Leviticus Protocol. So that is going to bring us to next in initiative, which is going to be Arden. You are now, I believe you were 15 feet away from him last time, so I think you're like, I'm going to say that you're like, so you moved back 60 feet, you were like 15 feet away from him, so that's what, 75 feet from him?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Okay.
Yeah. Also, the reason I clarified on the damage was because I had 8 health left, so...
Ooh, one hit
I
point.
win.
Oh my
Singer.
god.
I will say I'm a little curious as to what would happen if Arden fell out. Anyway, so like in the hallway, where exactly is he in the hallway? Like, are there doors next to him? I mean, I assume not, right?
Yeah, there are doors next to him.
Are there openable doors next to him?
Ooh, that's a good question because most of the doors are. So he moved backwards. So let me see if you guys have any of the past doors that'll be open around him.
Yeah, because I know we've opened like a variety of doors, but they're kind of miscellaneous. So
He would be next to that one door that had ooh. It's the door that had the psychic lock on it. That would be the one that's closest to him. So the one that you'd have to open by doing one of those sacrifices. So that is like the only open door next to him. The other ones are closed.
okay.
But I'd say he's like 15 feet away from the next open door
Okay.
that you could just straight up enter.
All right. Okay. Well, it's not like it's that hard for me to get that much movement.
True.
So, okay. Maybe. I guess I'll start by Arden is going to, you know, kind of maybe go set Aslan up against a wall or something. I don't know. I feel like I should put her down somewhere.
You kind of see her like starting to regain like clarity of what exactly is happening in this situation as you set her against the wall. She's just like, "What is? No, this can't be.
Arden is like, don't worry, I got this, mate.
This can't happen again."
It's okay. I got this. Maybe. Okay. And then Arden is gonna use a key point to give herself dash so she can go all the way over to Lee. And I know he's not gonna attack me. So
True that.
I'm just gonna like he's I can just grab him, right? Like he's just there?
Yeah, you can grapple him if you want to, but he will resist grapple.
I was just gonna grab him by the hand. Just you know.
Yeah, you could just like grab his hand.
Basically.
Yeah, you can do that.
And then I'm just gonna try and start towing him forward.
I will have you roll grapple for that, so contested athletics to see if you do get him anywhere, because he's like frozen in place.
That's fair. All right. Well, I rolled a 19. I don't add anything to it though. I don't actually have very good strength. But...
I don't have very good strength either. I got a 17, so you succeed.
Woo! All right. Well, I'm just gonna like grab him by the hand and just like start kind of just pull him towards that door that's 15 feet away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna open the door. I'm gonna go.
You're gonna
I'm gonna take him, and I'm gonna go in the door, and I'm gonna close the door.
Okay, so to push him into the door, I'm going to have you roll another contested athletics with him because he actively does not want to enter this door. That is not part of his operation.
Don't fail me now.
Why don't we just take the Leviticus Protocol and put him somewhere else?
Why don't we just put him somewhere else? I rolled a 16.
That's so real.
Moving over my dice.
Rolling on Liz's dice to roll lower.
Oh, I got a 15, but I have +2 to athletics, so that is going to be going to be a 17.
What is this?
It's pretty low, like all things considered, but like
I have DM inspiration.
Fuck, you do.
I do! This is an excellent place to use that, actually.
Oh, damn.
What is DM inspiration this again? Is it... You roll a
d10, and you can add it, yeah.
Putting him in timeout. Okay, I rolled a 5.
Oh, I could be so evil here. I could be so evil here. I could be so evil here.
If this plan doesn't work, I have a decidedly dumber plan.
I'm just like, come on. I'm like works Luna and is like, come on. I'm like the Star Child or whatever you want to come in here with me.
Just staring down at you are these cold, distant eyes that are just going to... Basically, they are flitting between both objectives right now, and...
If I go in here alone, I'll totally die.
Oh, that's the They're contemplating.
That's the DM face of, do I want to blow one of these on this? And would that be cheap considering that this is... Yeah.
One of these.
One of these.
Did you mean one of these?
Can I?
Either way, either you use up one of something, or I get you in a different room. I mean,
I'm using legendary resistance to succeed that instead of failing it. Okay, yeah. So you're pulling him actively closer to the door, and you grab the handle of it. So this is probably like one of the memory doors that you've already been into. We're gonna say that it's the one with the axe of instinct. And so you're kind of grabbing this axe head, and you're just like, come on. You open up the door, and you see that the remains of the courtroom that you had been in before, with kind of like the bodies and such that are still hanging there of like Kaine Kentakali, and Maelstrom.
I mean, good, because that means everybody in here is like kind of already dead, maybe. So
yeah, and you see that kind of grayscale-ish room, but as you are starting to get closer, the hand of Lee is just going to loop around and like firmly grip onto your like arm in return, and is going to just very like quickly and statically just like yank you back in a way that is not going to hurt you, but it is going to be like forceful enough to like, don't go in there, as like their hand comes up, and they're going to put their hand on the other side of the door and basically just like try and keep you from opening it. But I'm gonna say that leaves you guys at like a bit of a standstill, because the door is still open, but he is like actively pushing it closed, like against you holding it open and trying to shove him in.
Alright, well, I mean, if it seems like that won't work, I guess, I mean, I don't know, can I just like climb on him? Maybe become a backpack?
Yeah, you can climb on him, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just gonna climb onto him.
Why not?
And what do you think would be better? If I sat on his shoulders, or if I just like try full piggyback, you know?
Ooh, I don't know. I think
opinions from the gang.
Oh, yeah.
What would just be a funnier mental image for you?
Koala-ing it, just like from the bottom, just dragging his neck down.
I'll just do that. I'm gonna do that, and maybe like try and catch his arms a little bit with my legs, so it's just make things more inconvenient for him.
Yeah, I'll say that like since you were doing so well in those roles, and I had to use like my whole on legendary resistance, I'll just give you a grapple for free on him. So you're grappling him.
Yep, I'm just gonna grapple him, and incidentally my hands will be near his mouth. Perhaps. I think maybe the only thing I'll actually do is like my action? I don't know what the action economy is here, but it's just prepare an action to shove my hand in his mouth if he starts trying to cast a spell.
Yeah, because you bonus actioned, you key point dashed,
which is like
attempted
it so that
grapple. I will say that like multi-attack you can grapple multiple times, so depending on how many attacks you have, that's like grapple 1, grapple 2.
Two attacks. So
you did grapple 1, grapple. That was basically 1 grapple, the whole ordeal with the door of dragging him.
Yeah,
because dragging was kind of movement. Yeah, so you have like one more. You have one more. Yeah, so you can hold the action to cover.
Right,
what are you? Okay.
I'm gonna. If he starts trying to talk to cast a spell, I'll put my hand in his mouth.
Ooh, good idea. Okay, perfect. So, with that in mind, that is going to be.
If you bite me now, guess what?
You just like. You just start trying to drag him into this other room, and he's resisting with like perfectly tensing muscles in ways to stop your advance. As much as you are pushing him, he is like a stone fucking wall. So at that point, you would just reach around, turn around, and just climb up him, kind of hands on the neck, like one hand wrapped around his neck in like kind of a koala bear way, with your feet up above his back, and you
I'm trying to do it in such a way that like if I pass out. Because I was like, I don't feel that good. Like, I think if he just bit me, the adrenaline might get me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna grab him in as best a way as I can so that if he pass out, I'm staying put. Like, I'm not
Ooh, yeah, you like lock your legs around, kind of like how people who climb aerial silks can just like lock.
You know
oh yeah,
what it is.
Absolutely.
We've done it, I think.
You're just like, you're being held up with like sheer like tension right now, and yeah, so you take your other hand and you just have it like right over his mouth.
My strength is is +0 anyway, so like I'm not gonna be trying to be holding on with strength. You gotta hold on with something else.
Exactly. So yeah, that is going to be your turn as you kind of like brace for whatever next spell he might cast. Benny, your turn.
Yeah.
Oh man.
My hand in your mouth.
Hand in mouth. So Arden's on him now, and I'm just like, I don't want to hurt Arden. That's my friend. That's my for now adopted daughter because I don't trust their bitch of a mom.
If you put spell on one person, it does not conduct to the other person. Apparently.
Yeah, but Benny's worried. He's an old man. He's got bad eyesight.
Fair. Yeah. Okay. I guess I get it.
If it's a range of one target, it will not transfer. But if it has a radius, it will.
Yeah, obviously. I'm very much in the radius now. I'm the most in the radius you can be.
This is an uh-oh moment.
He is going to... Let's see. Benny is going to... I'm just looking at what spells we got here.
He is also 60 feet away from you, as a reminder.
Okay, thank you. That's, Thank God Fireball's 150 feet.
Fireball is a radius! Fireball is a radius!
Never mind!
Wait, wrong, that would be hysterical, like, because I don't know what this whole protocol would do if Arden, like, popped out, but...
It's made of wood!
Yeah,
it's made of metal, it's made of metal.
Made of metal? Okay, never mind.
Okay, definitely not that, because I don't want to...
Wait, if it's made of metal, just cast lightning on the floor. If he's standing, he goes...
He's flying.
Damn it, never mind. Cast it on the air. Static electricity.
Static electricity, that's the dream,
I mean,
bro.
I feel like using electricity against a person who's all about electricity would be a recipe for getting your damage halved.
Let's see.
If you can give damage at all.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're gonna use Magic Missile at 4th level.
Good idea.
Because that's not gonna hit the baby.
Yes.
Do not hurt the child.
I'm holding him in place.
You do not have to roll anything to hit because Magic Missile always automatically hits, so just go ahead and roll that damage for me.
Whack that man.
Oh shit, am I gonna counterspell? Do I want to counter? No, I do not want to counterspell. I'm saving that shit. We're good.
So I have 4 darts.
4 darts, perfect.
Can I, hold on, let me, it's not letting me roll more than, come on, let me roll 4 dice.
I believe in you. Roll 4 dice. Kill John Lennon.
Kill John Lennon.
John Lennon.
And then it's +1 on each of them, so add 16 damage.
16 damage, so you just like, kind of, are you moving at all, by the way?
I do a flourish of my hand, and I'm moving towards this bitch. I'm like, "Arr!"
Yeah, so you just like
I'm moving.
You start like running down the hall towards him and such, like kind of pushing through the storm clouds as you lead the magic missiles that kind of break through these clouds and kind of converge around in a circle as you are flinging them out one by one, with kind of like these different trained like movements. And Arden, you see as these little like bolts of energy just like perfectly wrap around you, just barely missing you, close enough to give you like a tiny flash of warmth from like Benny's own magical casting as they converge around and just start slamming into Lee back to back. And you see the final one of like Benny's volley just like hit him right directly in the forehead and just like yank his head back almost like a fucking crash test dummy in the way that you hear his neck partially just like, and
yes, apply juice directly to the forehead.
Benny's gonna yell to Arden and go, Arden, I have an idea.
Yeah, what?
I need you to sit on my shoulders.
Okay.
The head slowly like once again careens back forward.
You're gonna have to give me a minute though, I'm busy.
Alright, I'll give you a minute. But whenever you're ready, because I can't really use my strong spells on him if you're on him, because I will hurt you, and I don't want to hurt you.
Don't hurt him too much.
We need to hurt him enough so he stops.
I don't know
Benny
if that
is
actually works.
visibly bleeding. Benny is visibly fucking bleeding. He's like,
I'm just kind of like, I don't know if that'll work.
we gotta do something.
I don't think those guys care if their, like, you know, tools die or whatever. So.
Alright, then I'll let you. And that's it, like, Benny is
right next to his ear, so I'm just gonna. I have, like, the best possible shot at whispering spooky words in his ears, so.
I trust you.
Cool.
All right, so Benny
is moved, so that's his turn.
Cool, you take your move and speed to get how close to Lee do you want to get? Lee and Arden? You want to use your full 30 feet?
I'll use my full 30 feet.
Perfect. You like kind of drift across the ground towards them and just like partially you see like a little hole in these clouds that your magic missile is kind of directed for you, and that is kind of how you're talking to Arden. But very quickly the storm clouds are starting to converge around you again as the acid rain still just like is melting through the ceiling at this point. You see like chunks of metal just like falling from the ground, and it's starting to melt through the bottom of the ship as well. Just slightly. Okay, so that is going to bring us to Lily.
So, okay, you're gonna hear this a lot, but
yeah.
There are also dogs barking. But the spell control water requires it to be freestanding water, not standing water. And freestanding water is just described as water that is not held by any container.
I'm punching you!
Because Arden has explained to her what clouds are made of, Lily knows logically that clouds are water, therefore...
The fucking cloud conversation is coming back!
It's totally off. But Lily can't really see any way to do... Because it does, like, it takes a lot to condense, condense clouds into water. And they don't really have that time, because I feel like there's no like action within control water to make that happen, so I feel like that would be like a...
I would let it happen if like you did 2 rounds of like 2 turns of concentration on it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, right now, if you do an area...
And Leviticus is focused on the 2 over there, right? Not even paying attention to Lily or Aslan.
Oh, his attention is fully split between Benny, Aslan, yourself, and the captain. Like, you see, like, every few seconds, his eyes start... Yeah, literally ignoring Arden. His eyes just, like, flit every couple of seconds between all 4 of you to make sure he has perfect, like, location of where you all are.
Okay. Lily knows that most of... this big cloud of magic is, like, doing some damage.
Yes.
She also knows that about 50% of the time, anything in league with the Pantheon has a really big ego problem. She doesn't know if this is true for Leviticus, but it's worth. But first, she's gonna like point at the captain and just say, "You don't do anything right now. We're fine right now, okay? Unless something goes awfully wrong, you gotta chill, okay? You're important."
The captain, who has kind of been like partially shielding you this time, will indeed retract their hand for now with like these crackling movements as they are going to keep knocking on the floor. You don't understand the rhythm in which they are knocking. Benny was the only one who understood exactly what they were saying, but they are going to continue to knock out in that Morse code. They're just going to knock the rule of fate's death, the law of fate's death. And yeah, for now, they will disengage at your call.
With that said, I will spend the 4 key points to cast Control Water, and I'm going to use the only one that I can do with Cloud Water, because all of it is either standing, flowing, or 50 feet square, 25.
I will also quickly say that
kind of water.
That the cloud is also the thing giving you guys vulnerability to lightning damage.
Yeah, so Lily is going to cast Control Water and is going to use the Part Water feature. Mm-hmm. She's going to lift her hand and basically cast aside the clouds, like King Moses.
Ooh! Are you just like creating a line through?
Yeah, she's gonna draw her hand down and then basically like swipe it away, and as she does this, she doesn't have eyes to make eye contact with, but you get like the implication. And she's like, makes it look so easy basically because they're clouds, and she holds her hands apart.
So there's now going to be, within this 60-foot diameter, 30-foot radius sphere of like cloud, there is now going to be a line that is going to be, we're gonna just say like 10 feet wide, and then it spans the entire duration of it.
Yeah, it says you cause water in the area to move apart and create a trench. The trench extends across the spell's area, and the separated water forms a wall to each side. 300 feet.
300 feet. Okay, so it cuts through.
We're
gonna just say that it cuts through in like a 10-foot wide thing through the 60-foot diameter. So yeah. that leads straight to Lee, who is the middle of the storm cloud.
He basically gives him this expression of like, it was so easy to do this that you are pathetic.
Ooh.
And we're still on trying to get Leviticus to stop. Was I'm asking the other two because Lily would still remember this, but Kiki doesn't. Is it Leviticus clouds down? Like,
yes! Yes, it is!
Okay.
That he's
Yeah,
on
she's basically... Okay! From across, she's gonna shout, Leviticus clouds down! It's probably not gonna work, because, you know, a legendary resistance.
Okay, but if we keep going, we're just gonna use up all the legendary resistances eventually. It costs us nothing, essentially, to say.
I have an idea. Oh, it has to do with that. I'm just gonna yell at him and use my intimidation stat.
Intimidate Leviticus into no longer.
It's like, I am your boss. Get down.
Leviticus, it's like he's swiper, no swiping. Leviticus, no killing.
No Leviticus, no
kill. Like lean in real close and be like, hey, Leviticus.
Hey, Leviticus, I need you to stop this.
The Spider-Man thing, you put your hand on his shoulder, just like, hey.
Hey.
Hands down, bro.
You will have to do that on your turn. Real quick, I am.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm just sorry.
Yeah.
My Uber.
I just figured you're busy, so we're
ourselves.
Yeah, so sorry. My Uber driver just like, my Uber Eats guy just texted me and he's like, "This is a restaurant, not a building," because like there's a restaurant to the side of my building. But...
Oh yeah. Sometimes they literally can't find where you live, and it's like the house.
The home, the apartment building. Anyways, so continuing on. Kiki, you're continuing your turn, Lily. So you guys were discussing like possibly clouds down. That is something you can do, but it has to be on your turn.
Yeah. So, does Lily have turn left to do that?
Yes.
Okay, then she's gonna do the Leviticus clouds down. She's just gonna shout it with. She looks like. You know the kids in elementary school that were like, oh.
Yeah.
Stuff. That's what she looks like.
Yeah, so you're just like fucking stanced up within here as you part these clouds to the side. And yeah, and are you running towards him as well?
No, she'll stay where she is, but
right.
She looks poised to Naruto run.
Yeah, so you are just like poised in this stance as you just like shout out throughout the clouds, Leviticus, clouds down! And that is going to be contested persuasion between yourself and Roxanne, who is currently controlling Leviticus.
Break con. Did you get a nat 20?
I did.
Oh, guess what?
What? Did you get a nat 20?
I also got a nat 20.
Oh!
Fuck! No!
Oh, roll again! Roll
I'm using my Zelda dice, so every time I see the Triforce, I'm like, ooh, nat 20, and then it fell! No!
I got a
dirty 20.
19 plus. Yeah, I unfortunately am going to succeed that. So you shout it throughout the clouds. The clouds like partially part a little bit more, but then like as it hits his ears, you see no recognition.
I'll be right back.
Of anything. It does not recognize your display of power. It does not recognize what you are trying to do. The eyes just stare you down and just lock onto yours. They no longer start darting around, but they will just like lock.
She doesn't see this, but she does make a face at him. Just like a,
You're unsure. You are unsure if it works or not until you feel the clouds starting to press inwards once again as they're trying to reform. So, unfortunately, you have failed. You just yelled, no.
Theoretically, you now have, like, less. So if we were in that split area, does that mean no longer vulnerable to lightning?
Yeah, in this area, no. Yep. And you, Benny and Arden, are in this area.
In it, right?
Yeah, you guys are all, like, in that radius right now. Cool. But it is going to close back up at some point. Anyway, so, Lily, is that your turn? No more movement? Anything else?
Yeah, just to say, for control water, it just says that the water then slowly fills the trench over the course of the next round. But because it's not water, we could just make that 2 rounds instead because it's, you know.
Yeah, I'm down to do that. Okay, so that is going to be the Somnambulist's turn as Azalyn is kind of like against the wall right now, where Arden left her, 75 feet away from Lee. Azalyn is going to just like kind of put her head in her hands, and she's trying to concentrate, so I'm gonna wisdom save for her. That succeeds. So, Lily, you see, like, kind of push, or you do not see, you feel pushing out from the side of the room with your tremor sense as Aslan kind of stumbles into the scene. Her eyes are, like, very unfocused right now. Her breathing is kind of, like, shot and, like, very sharp as she seems, like, very distraught about this whole situation. She is not used to this. She hasn't experienced this in a long time. And she is just going to look, like, at Lee in the distance and is just gonna go, like, oh, come on! I don't want to do this again! Is what she is going to stream, and I think she is going to cast... Ooh, what is she gonna do? I could just, like, power word pain him. Oh, fuck. She might.
Would that even... Okay, but if he's all controlled by a computer program, then wouldn't that just not matter?
She doesn't know that, though.
Is like
That's fair.
an entity.
Yeah, so she is going to move 15 feet forward. She is just going to start, like, props herself up on top of her, her like, different kind of spikes and starts going forward and is just going to go, we just need you to get the fuck down, Lee! And she is going to cast Power Word Pain. And so, creature, I can see within range. If the target has 100 hit points or fewer, which I'm now confirming that he does, Arden, you are gripped onto him and you feel the muscles all tense up and start to tremor a little bit under the surface, but indeed, in this form, they can't feel pain. So you feel the muscles contracting and you see, like, his left eye kind of, like, twitches, kind of almost like getting shocked by one of those, like, muscle stimulant devices. But unfortunately it is not going to do enough to actually cause pain. And Somnambulist is just going to let out this just, like, confused, like, screech of just like, come on! As she is...
You just gotta shout back, yeah, it's like kind of mind control or whatever, so...
and she's just gonna go, we were just... we were right behind you guys, and then they just... Ugh. She is very frustrated.
Be okay. Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, and she is going to use the rest of her movement to move back, like, probably right next to Lily. It is the captain's turn. The captain is going to pass their turn for now.
Yeah, Lily's gonna move a little bit. Not, like, enough to qualify as a movement speed, but like a little move in front of Aslan to, you know, shield the ire, so to speak.
Yep, fair enough. Fair enough.
Because I know who's next in initiative.
Yep, and the captain is still just, like, going to listen to Lily and is basically going to stay out of it, so his counter is going to reset because he took his turn doing nothing. So that is going to lead us to the final part of initiative, aka the second turn of the Leviticus Protocol. So
he goes twice.
Yep, we love to see it.
Do we?
And this time it actually counts as twice and not like the end of initiative thing that we did last, because we ended on initiative.
Exactly. So I am going to cast Chain Lightning down the hallway, and the targets I am going to target are going to be Benny. It is going to be Benny, it is going to be Lily, it is going to be the Somnambulist. So I need all of which must be within 30 feet of the first target. Fuck, never mind. Damn, you guys, you spaced yourselves well. Fine, then I'm just going to attack Lily and Aslan. Lily, Aslan,
90 hit points.
and the captain. Why not?
It's about to not be 90.
Yeah, I'm going to cast it at. I'm going to cast at 7th level, and I'm going.
Is this a spell that requires a verbal component, though?
Ooh, it does. It does have a verbal component.
Arden puts her hand in his mouth.
Fuck. Damn, you are. Ooh, you got me. You got me. Yeah, you see as his mouth starts to, like, very quickly move, and you just shove your fist inside of his mouth.
And just goes in his mouth.
Yeah. So he is just going to start like doing kind of like those somatic components, and you are just going to shove your mouth directly inside. Like shove,
just like this,
shove your
right
hand
in his mouth.
Yeah, you just shove it
So
like.
if he tried to talk, he'd have to like bite her, and he won't do that because that would do damage to her. If she did, then she'd pass out with her hand firmly stuck in his mouth, which would also not really be much better for him, frankly.
Ooh, that is you. Oh, damn. Looks through my spells to see if I have any that don't have a verbal component. Nope, that's verbal.
Most, I'm pretty sure all spells have a verbal component.
Some of them don't.
All the pretty good ones do. That's the thing. All the like high level
He
spells
didn't start
normally
trying to
have
cast
verbal.
the spell, so.
Yeah, that's true. Sorry, I'm just quickly looking to see, because you might have fully got my ass with this. There are...
Well, he get. The thing is that his next turn is gonna be this too, because he figures they're still in his mouth.
It's gonna be a... It's gonna be a one... It's gonna be a one-turn thing, yeah. I will say.
He's going to try and take my hand out of his mouth before he talks.
Then he's going to use this turn.
Firmly in his mouth now.
Then instead, he is going to try and take your hand out of his mouth and is going to basically try to attempt to break grapple with you. So he's going to roll athletics
How do you mean?
with you.
Okay,
So
your hand in my mouth.
contested athletics. So I got a dirty 20.
I rolled a 16 again.
Okay, so a hand comes up and just like grabs you by the wrist and just rips it out of the mouth. Without hurting you in a way, but that hand is now just like gripped onto yours, so I'm going to say like only has one active hand right now. So that is going to... can I do anything else? I don't think I can. I don't think I can.
I'm here to be a nuisance. Ha ha ha!
I can't on that turn, however, I can on the next turn. So it is going to be the second turn of the Leviticus Protocol, as your hand is being firmly kept in his grasp. As the first spell fails, you, however, do begin to see as lightning just like... oh, I also have to roll for immolation! I have to double the roll for immolation, because that was one turn with Leviticus.
Got him.
Benny, does 17 succeed your spell save DC?
Sorry.
No,
We
it
hate
does
that.
not.
It does not?
Oh wait, yeah, because didn't you say a 19 just barely succeeded?
Yeah, 18 is my spell save.
Ooh, okay, so I'm going to
Benny
take
is
roll me that 46 fire or 48 fire damage. 46,
Yes.
d6, 46.
Didn't you say it was lower than 20 already?
No, I said he was lower than 100.
Oh, okay.
That's 13
Okay.
damage,
I
please.
was like, huh?
13 damage, perfect. So, yeah, you also see Arden
No,
as
that
on
was
his free
for-
hand, it is still just like
That was for
covered
Divine
in
Word.
flame, as just like it's starting to trail up his arm, as it's like between that and the power word pain, which is technically affecting his body, but he can't exactly feel right now. You just see like how tense the body is getting as he is struggling to properly move himself. Okay.
Attention, bro. You want a massage? Get your shoulder feel good right now.
What do I want to do here? I could try to chain lightning again, but I think it might be stronger to do. It is stronger. Okay, so.
Oh no.
Is it? Sorry, I'm quickly checking something out. Because I could do that.
Lightning
but I-
lightning to me? Lightning.
I tried to. Unfortunately, I did not.
Fingers in your mouth.
Buh.
Bro.
Buh.
Oh, the music shift is so good for this.
Oh, yeah. What do I want to use? That's my question.
Nothing.
How interesting.
Yeah, I think I am going to use another, I'm going to spend 2 sorcery points, and I am going to indeed quicken spell, and I'm going to cast Chain Lightning. And I'm going to use that Chain Lightning on Aslan, Lily, and the Captain. So, I need all of them to make a Dexterity saving throw, so that's 2 Dex saves for me. Oh, thankfully the Captain is Poggers Gamer. Unfortunately, Aslan is
Me too.
not. The
I
save...
got a 25. Can I do anything with it? Oh wait, no, never mind.
No.
I doubt a 25 can help, because doesn't Chain Lightning just like lock
Yeah, chain lightning does just lock
it's
on.
It's like the lightning in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, pretty much exactly like that. So you're gonna take.
Lightning works in
But you have the. It's a dexterity saving throw though, because you can move out of the way, right? Because you have that thing.
Evasion.
Yeah, evasion. So you're going to take.
So I don't take any damage.
You are going to take no damage. Also, alongside that, the captain is going to take no damage. Aslan, however, is going to take full damage from that. That is going to be 10d8 lightning damage. As the lightning just like shoots through the hallway. Lily, you just like flip out of the way. The captain like sidesteps to the side, but you were kind of standing in front of Aslan, so she did not see it coming as it just like. Yeah, as it just like
concentration
bursts
just a
through.
base D20?
Constitution's yeah, it's Constitution check. Concentration is
Constitution? Okay.
Check with Constitution, yeah. Okay, so that is going to be 45 damage to Aslan, who is just going to fall backwards, and that is not going to take her out. However, that was a bonus action because I used meta magic for that, and so I am going to indeed. Should I do it again? Do I do it again? Do I dare do it again?
I also got a 14 for Constitution.
Okay, perfect. No, I'm not going to do it again. What can I do? You know what? I can attempt a divine word again. Why not?
Yes.
I'm going to attempt a divine word onto you, Benny. So,
that's bad.
Range of 30 feet. So I need you to make that charisma saving throw. And I'm going to grab my bubble tea.
Does Arden have to roll for this? Does Arden have to roll for this?
Hey, yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Once again, if I pass out, I'm staying clinging onto this guy. I've got myself in a position.
No, because
it'll do something.
Oh wait, it's a number of creatures. It's a number of creatures, so I can choose.
Okay.
If Benny dies, what happens to the subconscious that we're currently in?
What did you roll, Benny?
It's a charisma saving throw, yeah?
Charisma saving throw.
Thank you. How does a 30 sound?
Oh! Hanging on by a thread as the hand is pushed away and this chain of lightning goes down the hallway. Another word kind of whispers through the wind, and Benny, you once again, you feel it trying to go directly for your head to shut it down. It does not work. So.
Wait, I had an idea.
What's your idea?
I should have counterspelled that. Anyway, let's continue.
You counterspell the next time.
It's a high level spell. You're gonna have to roll
died.
pretty well for it. Okay, so. What the fuck? Ah! Trying to open my bubble tea. It's not working. Okay, so unfortunately.
I thought you were rolling dice, and I was like, what? Huh?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, Arden, it is your turn.
Yeah. Well,
Bellamy's gonna kill his sister!
I think maybe I'll just, I'm just gonna I'm right next to his ear. I'm just gonna lean in and be like, hey,
Whisper.
Leviticus. Hey, Leviticus.
I have a secret to tell you.
Hey, Apple! Apple!
Hey, Leviticus, cloud's down.
Oh, no.
All right. Roll contested.
Stop trying to kill your sister.
Roll contested persuasion with me.
The miraculous ladybug.
Okay. Ooh,
27.
Leviticus clouds up.
I rolled a 19. A little on to persuasion.
Your persuasion.
1, so that's a 20.
That's a 20. I got a 27.
Oh my god, Spider-Man song.
27.
I'm not that persuasive. You see.
Unfortunate. Your mother. That is it tends to be what your mom does.
Your mother.
Unfortunately, your mother. So you whisper that in his ear.
Your mom.
Yeah. And unfortunately, it is. He looks directly past you.
Cool. Well, if he does that, I'm gonna give him a wet willy.
What the fuck?
You lick your finger and you stick it in his ear.
Yeah. You give him a wet willy. Yeah. You just lick your finger and you just shove it in his ear. It is not going to do anything functional. But you can do it.
Yeah.
Is that your turn?
And then, I mean, what did you say trying the Leviticus clause down counted as?
Action, yeah.
Okay, cool. Because then I'll just, I guess, I don't know, like, my bonus action or whatever, I'm gonna, I mean, I guess one of my hands he's holding, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I still have one hand free.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna hold my remaining action to put my hand in his mouth again.
Fair play. Fair play. Oh, fair play. Damn, get his ass.
He's
Okay.
gonna be like, then both, see, but then if he tries to grab my hand again, both of his hands are now occupied.
Okay, that's fair.
Which I feel like would make a somatic component. What is it? It's the somatic components is your hands, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that'd make that at least a little bit more annoying to do.
Fair enough. Fair
He's gonna
enough.
have to wiggle his feet, his toes, or something. I don't know.
Okay. If that's the case, then I am going to take a legendary action.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I am. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna
What are you
take.
gonna do?
I believe I can do this. Okay. I'm going to cast Gust, which does require a somatic component, so you can put the hand in the mouth. However,
Okay.
that will waste
Yeah,
the hand mouth.
Gust is just like, I mean, it's not like I can tell what spell he's casting ahead of time, so.
No, you can't.
So I just put my hand in his mouth.
Yep, you shove it in his mouth as he casts this legendary action, and you are going to stop him from casting
This time I'm
Gust.
gonna, like, put my hand in his mouth and then curl it into a fist. You know how, like, if you put a light bulb in your mouth, you can't get it out?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yep, that's
Does that
cool.
work on plastic light bulbs too? or
Fair
is it just
enough.
a glass light bulb threat?
It's the shape of the light bulb. Although maybe
Alright.
the plastic, you could, like, bend it, but I
Okay.
think if I get my hand in his mouth and then put it in a fist, I
Okay.
think I should test and see how well that works. But also,
that-
I don't know if I want to put my fist in my mouth.
Yeah, so that is going to be the legendary action in kind of interaction there. Benny, your turn. Or wait, yeah, Benny, your
Hi.
turn.
So how far away is this bitch from me?
You are right there. Or no, you are 60 feet.
I'm
30
right
30 feet
there.
away. 30 feet away. Sorry, I
Oh,
forgot.
perfect. 30 feet. That's like exactly what I need. To yell at him, I'm gonna yell. I want to intimidate. I want to try to intimidate, I should say. I wanna
Sorry,
yell,
real
and
quick, I forgot about the Storm of Vengeance. I'm so sorry. It's the start of a new round. Storm of Vengeance continues.
Well,
Sorry to
it's
cut you
also
off.
been Moses.
The storm still
No,
rages within.
not the Storm of Vengeance. The radius around him. Storm of Vengeance is a spell. It is a 9th level spell. And
Oh no!
yeah, that ain't gonna. Nope.
What
So
happens if I pass out with my fist in his mouth?
he takes you out of his mouth. So I'm going to
Failed
call.
his operative.
So I call
failed.
six bolts of lightning from the cloud to strike 6 creatures or objects of my choice beneath the cloud. All of you are beneath the cloud. So I am going. One graven creature or object can't be struck by more than 1 bolt, so I'm going to give 1 to Benny. I'm going to give 1 to Lily. I'm going to give 1 to the captain. I'm going to give 1 to Aslan. And I'm going to give 1 to the ship. So I need everyone besides Arden to make a dexterity
Oh,
saving
shit.
throw.
Oh, because the ship is metal.
Yes.
18.
Ooh, both my guys failed.
Uh-oh.
Do I want to legendary
Both your
assistance?
guys, the ship.
What'd you get, Lily?
23,
3. That does succeed.
which means I don't take any damage.
Don't take any damage. Benny is still gonna take damage.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Benny, you are going to take 34 points of damage. Lightning
I'm down.
damage.
I'm down.
Unfortunately, the Somnambulist is also down. As these lightning bolts, I'd say that this happens like right before Benny's about to move. Lee's eyes like spark off from the side because he was not feeling any threat from Arden at the moment, despite the fact that, you know, she was making his life hell. So you see like his eye kind
I
of
am
like spark
causing you
off from the
problems.
side as as you are just like attempting to kind of hold him back as best as possible, he does the tiniest flick of like his hand that you can hardly see, and two lightning bolts all around the ship are just going to start crashing down everywhere. Lily, you manage to sidestep out of the way of the bolt before it hits you, but you watch around you as Aslan just gets struck down to the ground, collapses, just charred completely on the ground, splatted. Benny, too, is just going to fall over, unfortunately unconscious, right before Benny is about to move. And the captain has been hit as well, but not too severely considering the fact that he is a god, but you see as he is starting to tense to life as he needs to do something. Is basically the ordeal here. And that is just the storm. So, also, the ship is going to take that full damage, which is going to be 30... Yeah. So, you see, as you feel as well, Lily, and you see Arden as a hole breaks into the floor of the subconscious vessel. Despite the fact that there was a hole in the ground before, it kind of seemed to magically seal off the water that was underneath it. That's how people were dragged into the ship, but this one, water, starts to pour in. The ship is now sinking. Every turn I will roll a d10 to see how much further the ship sinks. So, Benny, it is your turn. You are down. Please roll me a death saving throw as I roll a d10.
The death saving throw is just a 20, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you can tell I haven't done this in a while.
You haven't died in a good while. 15, that is one success for Benny Jets. As
one success.
As the ship is going to sink. Okay. Yep,
oh
okay.
my god, Full Metal Alchemist music came on. This is so perfect!
Oh, yeah. So, there is now 19 feet of water that is now in the deck as Benny falls to the ground and water just sprays out the top and starts like covering the scene. It is not water that you have to deal with, Lily, because this is subconscious fluid, but I believe because all of you guys are underneath this water, you now have to resort to swim speed because it's 19 feet of water. It's going to go over you guys. So
no, I have water walk. No,
no! Benny, you are down, so you are also going to start drowning, which you cannot save against. Anyways.
You drown in the subconscious fluid?
You can drown in the subconscious fluid because you cannot breathe in the subconscious fluid. So let me just pull up the suffocate. Let me pull up the suffocation rules very quickly here. You can hold your breath for a number of minutes equal to 1 plus your constitution modifier. If you drop to 0 hit points, you cannot regain hit points or be stabilized until you can breathe again. So, you can only be brought up if you are in a situation where you can breathe once more. So, that is going to bring us, after Benny's turn, that is going to be Lily's turn. You're underwater.
Rosalind next to me, is she bleeding?
She is absolutely bleeding.
Okay, she's gonna, if she's close enough, she's gonna take 2 fingers, swab blood out of, like...
This is like actively as the ship is flooding above you, you just kind of grab onto her and just grab some blood from her as quickly as possible.
And then I'm going to use Charged Blood Ice, and that will freeze all water in touch range.
Ooh, absolutely. Fuck yeah. So
I'm assuming, does that include the subconscious fluid?
It's not water. It's not technically water.
Then I take it back. Hold on. Let's see. We are gaming. We're not gaming. We're just game. We're gaming in a certain way.
This is the certain game type of you're in.
Also, the clouds go back. I can't.
Yeah, the clouds do return. Over. So everyone now has vulnerability to lightning damage again. And suddenly the tables are turning.
Yeah. Man. Sweet TPK, I will come back as a ghost, by the way. I'm assuming the hole in the floor is larger than a foot.
It's about 2 feet. So with 2 mendings, you could seal it.
That's actually perfect, because I can... I have action surge, because I'm a fighter.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And I haven't used action surge. So... with the way the fluid is flowing, she can tell what direction it's in.
Yeah.
Because that's how liquid works.
Absolutely.
That sounded really pretentious. I'm sorry.
No, it's valid.
But yeah, she's gonna. How far down is it? Well, it's 19.
19 feet, so like round up to 20. So 20 feet underwater,
Yeah.
and then like I think it's like probably 15 feet in front of you. So I think in total that would be 35 feet of swim.
What's my swim speed?
Good question.
I don't know, because when you look at unarmored movement, it just says your speed increases. And it says you gain the ability to move along vertical surfaces and across liquids without falling, but I don't know.
Move at half speed while swimming.
Yeah.
So, well, you know what? I have key points for a reason. In this fight, you sure need them. So I'm gonna key point dash towards the tear in the floor.
Absolutely.
And
So you just like dive under the liquid in the floor, and you just start swimming as quickly as possible, kind of against the current, to get to the hole in the floor until you're able to reach down. You feel it. You feel the way the metal is upturned and burnt. It is actively very hot underwater, but you are able to put your hand down around the hole and start casting mending on it if you wish.
yeah, she'll do 1 mending, action surge, 2 mending, fix hole.
Absolutely. So the ship is now no longer sinking, but the 19 feet of water is going to remain. Like, as you are sealing it, you kind of reach a hand through the hole just a little bit because you kind of slip forward, and you feel a body, like, floating through the subconscious for just a second, but you're able to push yourself back up and over it, and you kind of just like how tough metal bends in a way, you're just going to grab the floor and just like pull it together and kind of seal it until it is floor again. And then, yeah.
And then I always forget, is the charged blood a bonus action or an action?
Bonus action.
Oh, well then I'm gonna activate, charged blood air. I don't want to do lightning because that's a very dangerous choice.
Very dangerous choice. Fire is also a very dangerous choice, so I think air is a good bet here. So while underwater, this kind of burst of air is going to just like flick around you as your hair is going to kind of turn and solidify into these clouds and such that kind of match with the stormy presence of the area. You feel lightning kind of rumble through your hair just slightly as you get yourself into this new form. And all right, that is going to be a bonus action. Your action was to cast Mending, and you also used your second wind. So I believe that is your turn, unless you have any further movement you want to do with your second wind.
I used action surge, not
action surge.
Wind.
Sorry, I mixed them up.
Second wind is where you get HP. And then I believe action surge just gives me another action, and since mending was my other action, I don't do anything.
All right, thank you. So
I'm under the water.
Death save for the Somnambulist. 14. That is a success. It is the captain's turn. So the captain of the subconscious vessel is going to reach out one of his hands, and he is going to grab on to Aslan and is going to surface her over the 19 feet of the water, is basically going to hold her up 20 feet into the air so that she is above water, and is going to cast Spare the Dying. So Aslan is going to get up on 1 hit point. As she's held above water, she's as she spews some of the subconscious liquid onto the ground. And the captain is going to prep her into the water and basically have her just swim. And then the captain, who is underwater like a fucking jellyfish, is going to start pushing himself off the ground with his kind of hands and such. And you see some of them emerge out of the water and like basically scale both the ceiling and the floor as they're going to head over to Benny. It's a question of, do they want to waste 2 actions? And go down to 1 on the countdown. Yeah, I think they do. So they are going to multi-spell, and they are going to grab Benny and going to push Benny up against the water and also cast Spare the Dying. So Aslan and Benny are back up to 1. However, the captain, you see as like some arms kind of just like retract into his body as he starts to actively kind of lose some of that. Some of the like general energy of him is just going to kind of wither just slightly as his countdown is back down to 1.
Or from under the fluid, if he can see her, no matter if he can, because she can't, she's just gonna like shake her head.
At the captain?
No more.
Yeah. All right.
Concerning.
Leviticus's turn. So basically the only way the captain can regain is if in the next turn he does nothing. Or in like the next, yeah. In the time up till then he has to do nothing or else. All right, so Leviticus's turn. Wee-hee! It's going well, guys. I think it's going well.
Is my hand still in his mouth?
Your hand is still in his mouth, and you are still conscious, so I do have to spend an action trying to ungrapple from you once again.
Take that.
Fucking
I'm gonna make your life so inconvenient.
All right, I got a 17.
I got an 18.
Oh,
I don't add anything to it, but I keep rolling well on this. This specifically, the dice gods want me to put my hand in Lee's mouth.
yeah, you stick it in
there. Cause problems.
And you just like you force it in, like you are actively kind of grappling against him underwater at this point, and just like making sure he cannot cast anything. And
I mean, I'm not entirely sure how he would talk while there's water in his mouth anyway, but you know.
Yeah,
we don't
fair
risk
enough.
It.
What does he want to do? What does he want to do? Sorry, I'm DM thinking. You see his eyes start to kind of turn around and click throughout the room. And
is the fluid
you
dark?
actively see a struggle seeming to happen in his face, in his eyes, etc., as you are holding your fist inside of his mouth. And
I will ask, because it is like a 1 foot difference between the fluid and the ceiling, and because the cloud cover is back, do they know does Leviticus know definitively that they didn't just like take out 3 out of the like 4 people they were supposed to gank?
no, they know, because they know everyone, like the status of everyone inside their cloud.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys are still in the cloud, so he knows.
Think the order.
Do.
Think the order.
He knows.
Still making his life so inconvenient, though.
You are. You see a struggle in his face, and it doesn't seem to be a struggle of trying to break free. It seems like to break free of the controlling. It seems to be a struggle to change the coding.
You gonna attack me?
Let's see if Roxanne can keep you from getting hurt.
I mean, here's the thing. I am only inconveniencing him, to be fair. Like...
Thankfully, the spell Thunderclap only requires a somatic component and has a 5-foot radius from self. So, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, Arden.
Well, I am good at those. Oh. Well, that's probably not very helpful, but I did roll a nat 20. And I had 8. So
yeah.
28.
These nat 20s are pretty gosh darn inconvenient.
You are gonna take half damage, though.
Yeah,
minus that one that
doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Because...
yeah. Thankfully, it's thunder damage. It's not lightning damage, so you are not vulnerable to it at the moment. Let me press my fancy keyboard button.
God,
So
make Leviticus glitch.
Well,
So-
he is still gonna have to take my fist out of his mouth.
what
it
is
still
like?
in there.
Okay, yeah. What is the kind of like expression? Like, what is Arden kind of expressing right now as she is basically stopping him from hurting
her
them?
expression is something along the lines of like, you know, I've made it this far on like one no health.
Fair enough.
So I think her expression is just kind of defiance, and like as she feels like she's passing out, she's just gonna hook her legs together extra well, and just really like pull her hand into that fist, just like lock it into the fist, so it's as difficult to get out of his mouth as possible. And then she's just gonna pass out with her arm like looped around his neck, basically.
Yeah, because you specified that you were like locked around him, so you do that.
I'm not holding on via strength. That would not be wise.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, excellent. Yep. You lock around him, and you feel your consciousness
and now I am
leave
dead
you.
weight, which
as
I don't know how much it's gonna do, but I feel
you
like I
just
am making
hear
his life more
this
convenient.
massive clap of thunder rumble through, and despite the fact that Leviticus has not hurt you yet, you have a sense that something has changed up there. But that does not stop. That does not stop you from still continuing your defiance of the situation.
I feel like Arden's the type of person too, like determined enough. She just passes out, like eyes open, like.
Absolutely. So, that is going to happen, and Arden is passed out, fist in his mouth.
Eyes are kind of glazed over, but she's still
over, floating in the water.
So I honestly don't know like how obvious that it would be even.
Lily, next to you, you see the captain's hands just twitching to go.
I'm just like,
or you feel it.
Like,
you feel
don't
it.
you even dare. Don't you even think about it. I'm fine.
She still shakes her head. She'll tap on herself and then like, cause I don't know, she doesn't want to like say anything because it's the battle, but she'll tap on herself and then point to Aslan as an implication of I can do the same thing you did to Aslan, because I do have like 2 uses of Spare the Dying with Magic Initiate.
True. It would be a shame if you got taken out.
It would be a shame. It's also a shame that I'm at 90 hit points still.
Next round, the Storm of Vengeance. Every creature under the cloud, no saving throw, is going to take 2d6 bludgeoning damage, as the metal from the top of the ship is going to start hailing inwards. It is like curling at this point, and just falling as debris starts to fall into the water and strikes down upon you guys.
Wait, does he hit himself with it?
Does he?
Well, because I've
on him, never noticed that.
I would not be hit with it. Or
it doesn't specify. But I'm going to assume no, because it's like it's his spell. But yeah, no, I don't believe it is going to. So I think like kind of like bullets raining through the water. These like thick pieces of like metallic shards are going to start raining down upon you all. That is going to knock down Benny and Aslan again, because they are only on 1 hit point, and you can only do higher than 1 hit point. Everyone is going to take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. So Benny, Aslan down, Arden down, Lily 5, Captain up, Lee up. That is the current situation as Storm of Vengeance begins, and Lee's top of initiative also is going to start up once again. So, they are going to... I have to get fucking Arden out of my mouth!
and she's even passed out. She's gonna make things difficult.
Yeah, so you cannot roll the athletics against him, so he is going to get out, but that is going to waste... that is going to waste the break grapple thing, so win. However, I do have meta magic, which is very fun, because I can just simply do quicken spell and still do something.
I'm still causing this man problems. Very fun.
Lily, how far away are you? You are 60 feet away?
I think I've stayed the same distance away. I haven't moved any closer since we started.
I don't like the ambiance music that started when you asked me that.
Wait.
Okay, what am I gonna do here?
Got like 3 of those.
Alright, I'm going to bonus action, and I'm going to cast Storm Spear on you. 20-foot radius sphere of whirling air springs into existence, centered on a point you choose within range. That is going to be directly around Lily, which is also going to hit Aslan, and it is also going to hit the captain. No, it's not, because Benny is... Okay, never mind. It's going to hit Aslan as well. So...
Is it a dex save, or is it just like on me?
It is a strength saving throw. So... Please roll a strength saving throw. Dude. Exactly. That is exactly why I cast it. And I am casting this at 6th level.
Oh, that's actually not as bad as I expected my strength saving throw to go. It's still an 8. Why is it not open?
Still an 8 is not the best thing.
It's not an 8 without my modifier. 14.
That is going to fail. So that's 6th level.
Yeah, I figured.
That's going to be 2d6.
Man, I talk mad shit for who's about to get their ass kicked.
You do talk mad shit for someone who is about to get fucking bodied on main.
It's because it's funny. It's funny. It's really funny.
So, Yeah, so you are going to take... you're gonna take 20 points of lightning damage. Oh, no, never mind, it's doubled because you're in the sphere. Hee hee.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to take 40 points of lightning damage as this sphere just like appears out around you and it just starts electrocuting the water. Aslan is also going to automatically take that 40 points of lightning damage as the entire water starts getting, like the entire liquid starts getting hot around you all. It just gets like flash fire heat that only Lily can hear can feel right now because Lily, you are the only one up. And that is going to be my turn because that is all I can do. That's all I can do. So, because Arden really did do her job as a nuisance to Lee.
Me being the last person up has happened
I am
2
the youngest
times in a
sibling, it is me.
Arden, death save.
Weird, because in real life I'm not. Yep. And that's an 11, so...
It's an 11?
Succeed. Yep.
That's a success. 1 success
Benny,
for Arden. Benny, death save.
Oh boy.
Didn't it reset though? Because it got brought back up.
It did
and then it got
reset,
sent
so you're
down.
back. Yep. So it's just annoying.
Yeah, so it's just annoying. Okay. 13.
13? Okay. That is a success for Benny. 1 success for Arden, 1 success for Benny. Lily.
Come on, man.
You are stuck between a bit of a rock and a hard
Why am
place,
I
dare I
always
say.
the left?
A very familiar situation rings out around you.
Don't
This-
say that.
The heat in the air, lightning
Don't say that.
coursing through. The sensation of both hot
okay.
and cold and chill. You swear you see feathers drifting through the liquid.
What level is the vampiric touch spell thingy that I have in my inventory? Because I'm pretty sure we still have those, right?
Yeah, it would be the lowest level. That
Okay, third level.
you can, yeah, 3rd level.
Okay, well, because I have 80 feet of movement speed, I'm going to go directly towards, she's gonna take this spell thingy, the card, whatever, she's gonna take it out and she's gonna put it on the palm of her hand, and she's going to basically sprint towards him and slam it on his face.
Ooh, okay, yeah. Are you just like, are you doing this under the water or out of it? Because this place is still covered in fluid. You sealed the hole, but that did not drain the liquid.
Yeah, out of the water.
Out of the water? Okay. Yep, so you just like spring out from the water and you just start racing across the side of the subconscious hole. Just like clouds kind of move and part for you and help push you forward as you appear right where under the water, like Lee is just floating there. And their head cocks up to you. Arden is floating like limp in the water around him. Because I think when he took Arden off, he also like pushed her around in the water. Just to...
Probably detangled me entirely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does he, because she's going right for his face, do you still want me to roll to hit? Because, like, does he move out of the way?
He does not move out of the way.
Oh, that's creepy. Do you still want me to roll?
I still want you to
make him
roll. Yeah. Still make an attack roll.
Okay. Oh, where is it? There it is. 19?
19 does hit.
3d6. Because it's a melee attack, do I also add the attack from my unarmed strike, or do I just leave it alone?
No, it's a melee spell attack. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not a normal. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not normally a spellcaster.
I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not normal.
I'm not normal. I'm weird. I'm a weirdo.
Have you ever seen me without this stupid hat on?
Yeah, that's gonna be 14 necrotic damage, and she's gonna hold her hand on his face, and she's gonna gesture around them, and specifically to Arden. And it said she's just gonna be like, "You failed your mission. She's down."
Hey, you did a bad job.
Are you still keeping him
What do you think?
underwater? Or are you gonna like pull him partially out of it?
To say this, she'll push him under to do the damage, and then to say this, she'll like pull him out of the water by his face.
Absolutely.
You, dude.
Yeah, you say that to him, and he just goes, "Not yet."
Yeah, I mean, Arden's not
down.
dead.
Exactly.
She's not dead.
Well, if you keep this up, she will be. L plus ratio plus horrible at your job. Start speaking in Twitter language.
All right, so, yeah, do that damage.
Yeah, you do. With that, you do some psychic damage. Anyway.
Sorry, I'm looking at my sheet to see if I can do it.
No worries.
You said it's a melee spell attack, so it
Melee
counts as
spell
an attack,
attack.
or does it?
Yes, it counts as it's an attack, but it's a spell attack, so you don't get multi-attack off of it.
So I had to make sure for that, because I'm like, I can do extra attack and then key point, but if it doesn't count as an attack, yeah. Oh, then I'm just gonna use my second wind and do that.
Heal up. Okay. What was the damage?
Hit points. 14. So I get 14 from that because it's vampiric touch, and then I get the roll. I really shouldn't be touching him. That feels like a bad idea. But...
Yeah, so you just like press your hand against his face, push him back under the water, and like kind of trailing up your hands is just like this static energy that is kind of converted into just like straight up blood that begins to like go through your body, and you kind of gain that pink blush of someone who is filled with blood, which is immediately going to kind of just like make the clouds puff up a little bit more around your hair as you are inside of your air form. Yeah. Okay, so Lily, is that your turn? You second wind, you gain back a bunch of hit points from doing both that and second wind. Is that your turn?
It's not a bunch, it's enough.
Fair enough.
It's my turn. I can't do anything
else. Death save for the Somnambulist. That is a 6. That is going to be one failed death saving throw for the Somnambulist. Okay, so the captain's turn. Captain is going to start to move.
No,
Captain!
don't do that.
You shout it out towards him. You're gonna have to convince him not to intervene.
If you do anything, you're out, and I'm the only one left.
Captain,
you want to take that chance?
I want you to roll persuasion. At advantage.
Okay. Come on, give me the Triforce. That was not the Triforce! Ugh. It's not a very good persuasion.
It's okay, it's a low DC.
It's a 12.
Good enough. The number to beat was 10.
I'm like, don't say a low DC and then watch me get the worst roll humanly possible.
You just like shout that out while holding Lee underwater with like this like blood coursing up through your body as you just like shout this out throughout the hallway. There's like a tiny, you're actively trying to push him deep into the water as storm clouds just like rip throughout the scene. And the captain is going to stop and is going to pass his turn, so is going to regain the 3. But he is going to tap onto the ground, which is going to be, if I must, I will need to save them. So
you doesn't know what he's saying, but she still like gets the sentiment of like.
Yes, you absolutely do. So that is going to bring us to Leviticus, who you are currently holding underwater, but thankfully there's no hand in their fucking mouth.
No, there's water in their mouth. Sound doesn't dry spell underwater.
I am going to float up 20 feet to be above the water.
Small problem.
You are at the top of the water.
I'm still holding on to your face. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you just gonna like flip yourself out and raise like a freaking magic show?
No, what is actually going to happen is he is just going to raise up and is going to just bat your hand away, because you didn't officially grapple him. You just put your hand on his face superficially, so he is just going to like flick your hand away, and is instead going to first action is going to vortex. So I need you to roll a strength saving throw. Everyone else is down. So
Sharpay, I'm so sorry. You were TPKing. That's a 9.
That fails. So he pushes you away just slightly for you to make about 5 feet of distance, and then brings his hand inwards and is just going to, as you hear the sound of metal beginning to tear up from beneath the floor as more liquid is going to start to rise, as he is actively pulling the ship in a vortex around him. The water starts to spin around. Arden's body is going to start joining this vortex. You join this vortex. Benny is sucked into it as well, and as is Aslan. The only one who is not sucked into it is going to be the captain, who cannot be knocked prone, as you are knocked prone, Lily.
Yay!
And everyone is going to take 13 points of bludgeoning damage. And within this vortex of liquid that is around him... Hello?
Oh dear.
What am I gonna do? I'm going to bonus action. Oh, I have to roll concentration for the storm sphere. Okay, still stays. So I'm going to... Oh, wait.
Oh.
Anyways.
Uh-oh.
Wait, which one's holding concentration on which? Okay, no. Ball lightning is next guy. Okay, never mind. No chain lightning yet, because I am holding concentration on Storm of Vengeance. Okay, I forgot how this worked. So, instead... Yeah, so I'm just going to vortex you guys inwards, and... Is there anything else I want to do for this turn? So, a hand is going to reach out and grab you, Lily, as you are prone. As he is going to do the same thing you did and press his hand onto your face, and is going to open up the vortex of liquid for just a moment around your head. And it's going to open it up around his as well so that you can hear him straight up.
Are you swirling me?
No. Like he's like kind of biblically almost like covering your face and like pushing it backwards, and he is just going to like slowly kind of head towards you so that you can hear his words clearly despite the storm raging around you guys. Arden is not in danger. You are.
Can I spit on his face?
You can attempt to, however, I am going to be lightning bolting your ass on main.
Okay. She's gonna spit and then get lightning bolted immediately.
Oh, man.
This is what happens when you be mean.
You spit onto his hand, and he'll just like switch his head around for just a second. Or perhaps I can make the situation more dire.
Oh.
A guarantee. Yes, that seems more tactical. They are going to cast...
I don't know what you mean by tactile, but...
Yeah, no, they are going to absolutely cast Divine Word.
Yep. Oh, wait a second. I'm okay. I'm
Not
fine.
on you. Not on you. Their head cocks away to the side as their hand is pressed against yours. And you do not hear the word uttered, as it is deep and celestial. And what they do say under their breath is going to be directed at the captain, as it just says, the law of fate's death. Benny, you are down.
I'm back. I'm so sorry. My internet was so
Oh,
fucked.
you came back at a really bad time, my friend.
Mine's been doing the same thing.
What happened?
Like in and out.
Tell it to me straight, Loops.
You are down, so you cannot make a charisma saving throw against the divine word that is about
Holy
to
shit!
impact you.
I'm fucked, bro. I'm fucked.
20 hit points or fewer. Killed instantly.
Aw, boo.
Lily? He moves his hand down your face, grabs your hand, and is going to reach it out so that you can touch onto Benny's body, and you feel the warmth drain from his face. Benny, you're dead.
I'm dead.
Next turn in initiative. Leviticus, again. So, Lily? Doesn't this seem familiar? Top of initiative, Storm of Vengeance is going to go again. Gusts and freezing rain assail the area under the cloud. The area becomes difficult terrain. It already is difficult terrain, considering everything else. Each creature is going to take 1d6 cold damage. Arden, you take the damage no matter what, so that is going to be 2 points of cold damage to Arden, 2 points of cold damage to Lily.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know exactly where in the negatives I am. Like,
it's okay. You're not too far in the negatives.
If you were.
So, he grabs you, Lily, and what's he gonna do? Yep, he is just going to, bonus action is going to move over his Storm Sphere, because that is still going. This is gonna be the end of Storm of Vengeance, though. So, you hear behind you the crackling of lightning starting to go louder as you are prone inside of this vortex. So, I have to make a ranged spell attack against you. Since you are prone, do I have advantage?
I do have advantage on Dex. I wonder if it would cancel out. I'm Googling it.
I don't think so.
I'm Googling it.
No, unfortunately not. So, I have advantage on you. If I am within 5 feet of you.
Because it's an attack roll, not a Dex save.
Yes, so.
It's an attack roll, not a Dex save.
I have advantage. Natural 20. Okay. You are going to take. And you're vulnerable as well. So this is both doubled and vulnerable. You're going to take 56 points of lightning damage.
Is that total?
Total, yes. As you feel lightning begin to drill against your back, as you just feel the last bits of warmth from Benny fade away, as heat, raging and intense and inhuman, not the heat of life, the heat of death, is going to begin to encircle you as the storm sphere. You actively smell charring flesh next to you. Not only charring flesh, but the char of leathery wings. It smells like Wilfred did. That was a bonus action.
She's down. And she goes down holding Benny's chest in her hand.
He is going to dip back under the water. Going to reach out, grab Arden. He's going to use the rest of his movement speed to float out the top of the water. He's going to make sure she is grappled, and is going to cast Spare the Dying.
Oh, alright, well, I guess I wake up.
You wake up, and you blink your eyes open, and see Lily, Aslan, floating atop the surface. Sunk beneath the waves at this point. Barely breathing. Not breathing. They're underwater. There's no life in the room, including in Lee, who is currently holding you by the back of the neck and just, like, got you in a choke at this point. It is not doing damage to you. But...
well, shit. I mean... I don't think Arden can think of to do anything except just try the whole Leviticus clouds down thing again, so...
So, I believe that is going to be Leviticus' turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So, that is going to bring us to next in initiative. All right. Arden, it is your turn. The water level is going to rise.
Okay.
And you start to see more holes appearing in the ship. They drill up from the ceiling. Things start to destabilize around you. You see as doors begin to burst open, their hinges beginning to overflow. You see from beneath them as rushing white water rapids are starting to flow out from all of the memory doors. This ship is going down. What do you do?
Arden just kind of looks at us like, Arden just kind of like, I feel like this is very bad, but also, I do not have magic. There's nothing I can do to fix this. So, let's see. I'm gonna check. I guess I do have some spell scrolls. I want to check what some of them do. Most of these I don't think it'd be helpful. Animate objects just animates like small objects, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So that's not very helpful either.
I think I forgot to mention that
a boat.
You also do see Benny's dead.
Yeah. I mean, I think on some level, like, she is somebody who, like, has things to... Hey, wait a minute! No, sorry, that's not on topic, but I just realized that, like, 10 feet radius of advantage and charisma, would that have applied for when we were trying the Leviticus Clouds Down thing?
I think so.
Man. That's a little annoying. Well, I think that probably is the only thing Arden can think to do. But this time, she's gonna glance at the hands, who are presumably, like, holding on to her. I don't know what else they would be, frankly.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. I'm just gonna, like kind of nod at them, like, you know, play some sad jazz or something. And I am gonna turn to Lee and say, hey, Leviticus Clouds Down. We're just gonna keep trying this. There's mostly because what else is there to do?
All right, contested persuasion.
Yep. But at least this time I get advantage.
Am I able to gift inspiration?
You can.
I still do have one DM inspiration also.
Yeah, but I don't want to use your last one, and I have 3 of them. So I'm just gonna slide one
Fair
over
enough.
to you.
Okay.
Cool. I mean, I'm not gonna argue with that. Let's see, I rolled a 12 and a 16, so 16, and I add 1 because I did charisma.
The number to
So
beat
that's
is 23.
17. Cool. Well, let's root for your D10 there, Lily. And I rolled a 9 on the D10, so I think that gets it above 23.
Does it? Oh shit, it does!
Yeah, it does.
does.
17
Oh my god!
26?
26. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Arden, you just give it your best at this point. Like, what is going through
She's
Arden's
like, well,
head?
I mean, Benny's dead, but I think Lee is the only one with, like, healing spells, so...
Something like that, perhaps. Yep, so you
Something. It's magic, I don't know, like...
You are, like, actively, like, head above the water. The water level is rising at a rapid pace at this point. It is actively just, like, encircling you, and it's, like, basically the last thing you can say before you are completely plunged underneath the water. So, Leviticus, clouds down.
Oh, he's gonna feel so bad about this.
You feel the grip around you lose tension. Lee is not back. But Leviticus is under your control.
Mine?
Yup! You took
Fix your
control!
problem.
Oh my god, good job.
I congratulate you, but I'm kind of not there right now.
I congratulate you, but I'm dead.
Yeah, well, that will certainly do it. Man, I do, okay, this...
You like let go. Basically, he lets go of you and he's floating in the water, and you see almost like, once again, a robot as you kind of turn around in the water and kind of face him. You see as the eye is still completely blank, staring towards you for instruction.
I guess I'll turn to him and be like, can you lift the boat out of the water?
You're underwater, unfortunately. So you have to find another way to talk to him.
Okay, I have sign language. I was just gonna.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't know sign language.
I mean, yeah, Leviticus works with your mom, and your mom knows sign language.
Yeah, so I mean, theoretically, like, can you lift the boat out of the water?
We have to make sure that all of the
is just get boat out of water first, you know, like. Get boat out of water. Get boat out of water. I don't know. Mind you, Arden does not know what kind of magic he has, but like, maybe.
He's probably fricked up in weird magic, but.
I mean, yeah, but maybe there's magic that will lift boat. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what he has that can do that. Yeah, so you give him that command, and you see as he is going to start just swimming up to the surface, and he puts his hand on the top hole of the deck and is going to start attempting. But in the meantime, you are underwater at this point, and you kind of turn around, the sting of water in your eyes. Even though this is subconscious liquid, you turn around and see just blood in the water all around you. Is there anything else you can do?
I guess so. I assume that means he cannot, in fact, get the boat out of the water.
You'll have to see. He has to do it on his turn if he's has anything he can do.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's see. I guess. So the memory doors are still there, right? And most of them are closed?
They're all flooded at this point. They are...
Okay, well, because I figure I could at least shove the people who would otherwise drown into a space where there's air, technically.
You did see the whitewater rapids coming out from underneath the doors, and at this point, the doors look like they are falling apart.
Gotcha. Alright. Wait. Well, yeah, okay. Alright, then, I mean... We've been up higher on this boat before, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a top deck.
So, yeah. Where do I remember where the, like, closest...
Yeah, you know where the stairs are.
Okay. And, like, how far are those?
I'm gonna say that they're 30 feet away from you.
Okay. Because then I could grab the people who are, like, not dead, at least, and put them somewhere there's air. Because then they wouldn't drown, at least. And I know that the boat is sinking, but, I mean... Yeah. That seems like my best bet for them for now, so...
Alright, so you are going to use your swim speed, which is going to be half of your regular movement speed. I'm not sure how much that gives you, but you are going to
that would
grab
give me
on.
32 and a half?
Okay, so you grab onto... Who do you grab onto? You have access to all three of the people who are down.
Yeah, which was...
that is going to be Lily, Aslan, and if you want to grab Benny's body, you can do that.
Honestly, I don't think Arden sees that much point in grabbing his body. Like, I don't think... Like, well, I mean, it's dead. Like, there's no person in there anymore. Although, I guess...
How strong a grip do you think Lily has?
Did we ever recover... Important question. Did we ever recover the quarterstaff of Revivify after we threw it at that one person?
No.
Or do they still have it? Okay. So they would that person, whoever they are, would
you did have it, but it didn't recharge yet. It's not recharged yet.
Okay. It hasn't been, yeah, I guess it hasn't been a week, so.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, I don't have anything that lets me, Did I? No, I didn't. Okay. I was checking to make sure I didn't have anything that would, like, whatever they call it, like the fucking rest thing.
Yeah. You just swim over and you grab Lily and you grab Aslan's body.
Aslan, yeah. I mean, because here's the thing. If we were to bring him back to life somehow, it wouldn't matter if I took him out of the water or not. So, I'll focus on everybody else.
You swim the two up.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
I'll use a key point to dash just to, you know.
You drag them up onto the top deck, which is yet to be submerged, but it is quickly beginning to sink. So you pull both their bodies up top and kind of see underwater the flash of a wing just floating by.
Yeah.
But, you right now are just probably running a bit on adrenaline here, so
Yeah, 100%.
Next in initiative. Man, this hurts. Next in initiative. It's not Benny, because Benny can do nothing. Not even a death save. Lily. Death save.
Arden might know this, but Lily does have 3 greater healing potions in her bag. I got a 10.
10. That's that is a success. Aslan. That is a second failure for the somnambulist.
Oof. Yeah,
Lily
with
starts...
the way we roll it, you would have to give enough potions of healing to bring a person up to a hit point.
Yeah, next to you,
Right.
Arden, you see as Lily turns over and starts coughing up some of the water from the side, but Aslan is not moving, is not breathing in front of you. So.
We're gonna have to try, CPR.
Oh, CPR.
We gotta shove the water out of your lungs.
It is the captain's turn. There is a...
Let me done.
There is a minute window in which
His
the
timer
spell...
reset.
His timer did reset. There is a minute window in which the spell Revivify works. We have not reached that limit.
Yep.
So, the captain is going to grab onto Benny, and with his arms is going to pick him up. He's going to slowly start dragging himself up through the water onto the surface. And he is going to push Benny onto the land and is going to rub his hands together while other hands are tapping on the bottom. A captain must go down with his ship.
Yeah, I guess if the ship's sinking, then...
He presses his hands on Benny next to you, Arden, and you see this flash of radiant light begin to drain from his hands. Revivify and any other... Here's the thing. There is a specific note on here that the use of Revivify or any spell that reanimates someone from the dead is going to count as 2 in his countdown. Because it is such a major change in course of history that... Yes. He presses his hands down against Benny's chest, and Arden, you see as glow begins to go down the side of his arms, and he presses down on Benny's chest, and just begins to do everything he can. He reaches one hand into Benny's mouth and pulls out a bunch of water from it as other hands are kind of working together. It is exactly the kind of process that he uses to heal someone from long rest. It is tender, but it is urgent. It's a bit sloppy. As he's doing that, he kind of turns his attention towards the somnambulist, who is not yet coughing up water and is just like his teeth chattering at you. You see just a look. And he also just like also just sees the ship going down, and you see a look of like resignation wash over the face.
No, don't die.
I feel like Arden would be the kind of person who would say, you know, I think Lily, who is coughing up water right now, right? Like,
Lily
so
is
like, yeah, is like, I mean, is kind of like Lily has spare the dying, also.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, and like kind of in like a, if that helps, like I don't know what your plan is here.
Yeah, that's the thing. There, it's either gonna come down to if Lily doesn't get up, then and Aslan fails.
Yeah, although then Arden kind of like Arden's eyes are just like, wait, if I'm up, then I'm pretty sure that also means Lee has it, and technically I can tell him to do things right now. So also there's that.
The captain gives you a look of concern as he still lays his hands on Benny and just keeps trying. The ship is still sinking, though.
Yeah.
Benny, we are going to say that you are back to rolling death saves. So, you had 1 success.
Woo, baby!
who are, however, still down.
Oh,
Arden,
God.
it is Leviticus's turn, and you have commanded Leviticus to keep the ship from sinking. So, I believe the best that Leviticus can do here is cast telekinesis.
Telekinesis.
Arden conveniently forgot to mention, oh yeah, also I kind of asked him to unsink your ship.
You can also talking to free action gamer.
Yeah, I know, but I think Arden just genuinely forgot, so... Like,
I can move an object that weighs up to 1,000 pounds. Oh, shit. I think the boat is more than that. Ooh.
I mean, but like, it's metaphysical, so maybe it technically weighs nothing.
I'm gonna roll Arcana for that. You know what? I'm gonna roll Arcana for that.
Maybe the boat technically doesn't weigh anything.
Okay, 12. You know what? I'm gonna say that is going to... He is going to take... 1,000 pounds of the water within the ship. And is going to bail it. So, you see as from like that hole that goes up towards the top deck of the ship, that water, that kind of subconscious liquid is going to start like spouting upwards and then is going to disperse back into the sea.
Gotcha.
And
Arden at this also turns back to Kevin's like, oh, also I asked him to unsink your ship.
the captain gives a look of unsure, like not being sure of the possibility of that at this point.
I'm just like, I mean, ships, you can fix holes in ships, right? Or is this too important of a hole to be fixed?
The captain cannot speak. So the captain...
I mean, she's more like talking out loud to herself. It's just like, so she kind of is like, can the hole be fixed? I don't know, tap once for yes, twice for no?
It's a weary yes, but you can tell by the way that he knocks the yes that it is going to be hard. Especially with just one telekinesis, that's likely not going to be enough.
Obviously. Yeah.
Yep.
Vern's like, you know, I guess if the only thing he can do is move water out, maybe, I mean, Lily can do that. And she's gonna be like, you know, I'm gonna, yeah. And when it's her turn, she'll probably just go like, be like, actually, I might have a more important task for you.
Are you just gonna like, you do see his head is above water now as he is going to siphon some of that up and outwards, and you can like peek in and yell down the command to him.
Arden like turns over and is like, actually, scratch that maybe. Could you, use the, you have whatever it's called, the stabilizing thing. Could you use that on Lily?
They stop. They do not seem to have the ability to do such a thing in this state.
Okay, well, never mind. I guess just keep moving water. We might as well sink slower.
With their second turn, they are going to keep using telekinesis to siphon another 1,000 feet off of water. Unfortunately, that is the amount of spell slots they have for that particular spell level, so they're going to have to either use 5th or higher, which... Fortunate. Okay, so...
Yeah.
Useless! Shut the fuck up!
Lift more?
No, it doesn't for telekinesis. Telekinesis doesn't have any scaling to it, unfortunately. So...
Right. Well, it's not like Arden knows how many spell slots he has, so...
Arden, it's your turn. Is there anything you're doing?
I guess. So, I mean, I can make like a medicine check to try and help stabilize people, right? Okay, then I'm gonna do that for Aslan because I don't know.
You'll give them advantage on a success.
Okay, cool. Let's see. What do I get? I add medicine is wisdom, so I actually had 3, which gives me a 14 because I rolled 11.
14. That is enough to give Aslan advantage on her next death saving throw. So you go over and start performing CPR as best as possible, just like pressing down on her chest, kind of like nervously trying to figure out exactly what Leviticus can do and how Leviticus can help. The ship is in a bad way. You're kind of looking probably between Lily seeing if she's continuing to cough stuff up. Snambulous to hopefully get her stabilized. The captain who is debating next move.
Yeah, and then I feel like Arden is also just kind of like, you know, maybe even turns to Leviticus and is like, if you can think of anything else that would be more effective, do that, I guess.
They are already doing the most effective thing that they can currently do in this situation.
Yeah, that's probably.
They are built for destruction, not for rescue.
She's just kind of like, man, kind of wish Lee would come back, but I don't know how to make that happen.
You say
she
that?
Does say it out loud.
Oh shit! Oh no! You utter out. I kind of wish Lee could come back, just in this moment of trying to figure out what he can do.
Like,
and
Lee, where you at, bro?
Beneath the waves, you just like hear a. Oh, what the? No.
What?
Right before water just
like whips around like, huh?
Right before you see water just overtake the bottom of the ship as he loses concentration on his spells as Leviticus, and Lee is officially back in initiative. So, Benny, death saving throw.
Yeah, bring him back. He has that stabilizing spell, I think, maybe. So.
Let me hit the roll.
Hit the play button.
Oh my god, 17.
That is a second success for Benny Jets. Lily.
Jesus Christ, you should pray for a nat 20, because I'm not getting out for that one.
Praying.
That's a 2.
That is one fail for Lily Lenoble.
No!
Aslan rolls at advantage.
There are healing potions in her bag. She's at -4. You get advantage.
That is a 10, exactly. That is one success for the Somnambulist. As your CPR, you see her... you see her cough out a little bit. She is at 2 fails, 1 success. Lily is at 1 fail, 1 success.
1 for each.
Benny is at 2 success.
He doesn't want to die yet, you can tell. He's not ready.
It is the captain's turn. The captain is going to turn to the sinking ship and just hears Lee underneath the waves and is just going to look at you in just like, in almost... He looks at you, Arden.
Mm-hmm.
His teeth kind of chatter as very clearly, like you can tell, it's either sink or the captain uses his last slot. So he turns to you.
Mm-hmm.
And will inquisitively look, and will take one hand and gesture towards the waves. And their hand drags upon the floor, and I think they are going to turn to you. And it takes them a second with their shaking hands to start doing it. It's clear they haven't in a while, but they are going to start signing towards you.
Ooh.
I do not know what will meet us under the wave.
Okay.
It's up to you. Brave the ocean. Or let me do everything in my power to get it back afloat.
I feel like Arden just kind of takes a deep breath and is like, I mean, brain stalled out. She's just kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I think we can. If Lee's back, then I know he can do stuff. I think. to make people not be dying anymore. So we might be able to handle the things that are in the water. And well, honestly, it'd be really bad if you were gone.
He will turn to you, look out at the waves that are now, the entire lower deck is flooded, and you do start to feel water around your ankles. He will turn to you and sign. If you fall, I will not be able to find you.
He just kind of looks at him like, huh? Like, will we...
Sink is what he meant.
Okay.
Sink.
Gotcha. Anyway, she's like, well, we haven't sunk yet.
So it is.
I at least want to... She's kind of like, I don't think that... Really, I think this is maybe a decision for you to make. I mean, it's your ship, and it's your life, and it's not... I don't know enough about all this to really be able to give you a good answer.
My service is to the mortals of the world. Those who need good dreams, those who turn to me for comfort in the night. It is my job to serve. It's not in the cards for me to decide the fate of mortals. That is where the situation grows complicated. I cannot make this decision, lest their head... They knock on the ground once to imply it's their last.
Wait, okay, so if Arden chooses for them, it gets rid of the three.
Wouldn't we have to wait one round of combat?
We don't have one round of
Initiative. I feel
no,
like
I
she's
mean, like, legitimately, we would have a round of initiative.
She's like, maybe instead of me making this decision alone, I could, I don't know, get a second opinion. And she kind of like looks towards the water to see, I guess where Lee is, like in kind of like I don't know, like maybe other people know what they're talking about more than I do.
Yeah, sure. Lee is going to just like, at this point, he swims up to the surface and surfaces, and it's just going to... Oh, no.
You know, like, spare the dying or whatever, right?
Yes, I do.
Because I think we maybe need that.
I don't know.
More than a little.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on.
So my mom, like, mind controlled you.
No, Nai. Oh, Nai.
Well, I mean, you didn't do anything.
So I think due to that...
Head out of your ass. Who just moved the channels?
Man,
I watched that happen.
Sorry, that was me.
We kind of...
Okay.
Please remove... Please, not remove. Please spare the dying, please.
Okay.
He just kind of looks at him like...
We're like partially out of initiative at this point, I will say, because everyone's kind of just rolling death saves, and I think, yeah, you can probably head over and like you're still doing CPR on the somnambulist as we speak.
Yep.
I'm going to make everyone who is currently under do a round of death saves on the spot here because of the time allotted trying to talk this out.
That's a 4.
That is
one more and I'm gone.
2 fails for Lily Lenoble. I will still give Aslan advantage.
Oh, gamer.
Benny?
Hey, Benny, wanna roll another death save for silly, for funny?
Yeah, and I assume like actually using healing does not help with this.
If you get them over, then yes.
Yeah, if you get them
I don't
over.
think I can. Because basically everybody has like quite a few missing, right?
Yeah.
I have 4.
Yeah.
Benny, what'd you get for the death save?
Out of 4.
I will roll.
Roll.
Roll, madam.
Because technically, I think
Madam.
Arden still
14.
has
Oh my
like,
Jesus.
one per day
13?
healing hands. But that's
Benny's
only
up.
16 HP.
Benny's up. Benny's up.
Stop.
Benny sits up.
Oh my god, this man teetered on the edge of life or death.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Very
Basically-
much a holy shit, I'm alive moment.
What's gonna happen here is that, Benny, you are on the brink of death. And as you sit up, you feel, like, warmth return to your body as you just, like, turn over and just cough out all of the fluid in your lungs. And as your eyes open up, they're tired and exhausted. We'll get to you fully in a second. Lee is going to pull himself up out of the water and is going to turn towards you, Lily, and is just going to, like, you're the closest, Lily, because Arden has Aslan covered right now, supposedly. Yeah. He's going to turn over to you and is just going to go, come on, I'm so sorry. And he is going to put his hands on Lily and cast Spare the Dying. Lily, you sit up as well and cough out a bunch of that liquid from your lungs and just see the situation as your feet are starting to plunge into subconscious sea. So,
Okay.
Benny, Lee, Arden, and Lily are now up.
Smells problem? This isn't water. I can't do anything because it's not water.
So you guys
It's
are
subconscious fluid.
you're going down. Is there any
Well,
like
yeah, to confirm, control water doesn't work, right?
Lily, as well as you sit up, you see Benny also sit up next to you.
Oh, well, that's the first thing on her mind. She didn't even care that any that the ship is going on. She's like, Benny,
Lily,
oh my god.
Lily, and he's
you're
going
almost-
to just hug Lily.
You
Kid, are
wouldn't
you
happen
okay?
to have any. You wouldn't happen to have any fucking weird ass magic stuff right now, would you?
I can try, but I'm
Yeah, boat
really
sinking.
tired.
Also,
Boat
I think
sinking.
she might be dying.
What?
Oh, I have the. She Lily has her two things with magic initiate, so she's gonna,
Benny also has Spare the Dying, and Lee also has Spare the Dying, so
Yeah.
all three of them, like,
Everybody who's unconscious.
Benny's gonna spare the dying the nearest person that needs it.
yeah, I think like at the same time,
there's
because
only
Lily
one-
can't, I think because Lily can't see what's going on, Lily will also reach out and just like quickly, like, hand flows with energy, Benny, yours does the same, and Lee like rubs his hands together as well. And like at the same time, you guys all just go over to Aslan and just like lay your hands on her frame as
Very
Arden
nice.
is still
Maybe
pumping
all at
down.
once. She's like, hey, no dying.
Okay.
So
Okay. We'll have a tearful reunion after we stop this from breaking. Okay, Benny, you literally almost died.
You
Yeah.
turn away from casting Spare the Dying and don't clock it for a second due to everything else happening, but she does not do a Breath of Life.
so for
You didn't
the
tell
whole-
us what role she got, did you?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and can we use DM inspiration on that?
I rolled a 2 and a 1.
I see. Wow, why are your rolls so
Advantage.
bad for this specifically?
Well, ship more important.
You can indeed
In-
roll DM inspiration if you want. If you want to give her DM inspiration.
I mean, I feel like it's worth it. It's not. I mean, because it'd be the 2 that would technically count, right?
Yeah,
So
you
we
have
just have
to
to
get an
roll a 9 or a 10 or an 8.
8,
right.
9, or 10.
8, 9, or 10, which is actually a 30% chance. So could be worse. And I'll use. I guess since Arden's the one who's been trying to not die her, whatever. You know what I mean. Anyway, I'll roll it, and I rolled a 9. So I guess that CPL was really effective.
I think what's going to happen here is the touches of Spare the Dying are basically going to bring her back to doing death saves, with Arden doing
It's
another
like the
just like
AED.
yeah, pretty much.
Mhm.
As for a second there is just like a moment on the ship where Lily, you start frantically pacing around. Benny, like, you're getting up and ready to help with the ship. Lee is also turning away, expecting to hear a snarky remark or a comment or yelling, as Somnambulist tends to do. But when there's nothing, it's deafening for just a second. Lee turns around. Oh, no, 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 no. And as he just, like, collapses next to her, and he's just like, no, no, no! As, thankfully, she turns over, Arden, as you keep doing CPR, even when people are doing spread dying.
I'm like, we don't stop.
Yep. And you just keep pushing down, like, do you say anything to Lee as he is just in hysterics next to you?
She's like, she's not quite dead. I can still feel her heartbeat because her hands are, like, on the chest.
Okay. He just, like, grabs her wrist and just, like, feels for a pulse, and it just goes, it's still there. It's still there. Okay. Thank you. And he just, like, puts a hand on your shoulder, Arden, and just goes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Just get up, is what he's gonna say to Aslan.
She's kind of like, maybe you should try the spell again.
We are gonna be back in initiative here.
Yeah.
So we are going to start at the top of initiative, which is going to be... Actually, I think it's best to start off from Arden's turn from there, because that kind of felt like Arden's thing to do. Benny, the ship is sinking. The entire lower deck is submerged in water, and there are about 7 holes inside of it.
Oh, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Okay.
Maybe we can steal some doors? I don't know. How is this thing built?
I have mending, but I can't mending 7 holes shut. And also I can't get rid of the water.
Yeah.
Why is Sonic music playing?
Yeah, I was gonna say, damn, okay, let's go.
We got the Sonic music in this playlist. Do not judge.
To fix the holes, you'd have to, like, get...
Could you pass over my turn really quickly? I really have to pee.
Yeah, of course.
The next person just
All right,
thank you so much, I'm sorry.
You were just trying to figure out what's going on, Lily.
I guess we mended. Question. When it...
Arden's just kind of like, Lily?
I can't do action third because, you know, but she's gonna turn to Arden and say, I can't do the water thing because this ain't water, but I've got magic zipper hands, and she's going to... do we know where the spots are?
Yeah, you can feel them, like the way the water is pooling in.
Can you fix holes that big, or do you have to get a metal plate from somewhere else?
Is there metal on the deck? Because there's
it's like
falling.
Yeah, there is indeed scrap metal.
Well, for the first hole, she'll grab a thing of metal and go find it and just
plug up.
stick it on there.
You plug up one hole. As you quickly you dive under into the subconscious fluid, and you just start swimming downwards, and you're feeling around. Eventually you find a sharp piece of metal that is probably big enough for one of the holes. As you swim down trying to find one, you almost feel as the ocean tries to suck you under, but it doesn't. And you kind of hear it in the back of your head, that voice, as you get closer to the hole. Lily, don't fall! You
won't.
I'm back.
You plug up the first hole and press mending and press it against the floor as it seals up. There is still water flooding the deck, and it is getting to the top deck. Benny, we are going to circle back to your turn.
Hello.
I've mended 1 out of 7 holes, and there's still water. For a recap.
This is a really stupid question. But since this boat is like extra special, could it count as a creature?
Can we cast healing spells on the boat?
No, I promise you that this is a...
Are you talking about like the fly spell? Like levitate?
No.
No, because I almost casted fly on it, but I'm like, I can't count as a creature.
I want to cast water walk on the boat.
It is not a creature, it is a boat, unfortunately.
And we make it sentient.
What if we make it sentient?
Feel things.
Wait, I have an idea. Hold on, let me go through my spell list really quickly.
What if we cast Water Walk on the captain and then just make him stand there holding the boat up?
Yeah, I mean, he has a lot of hands. He's probably kind of strong, right? I mean...
But it's a really big boat. It's a really big boat.
It's a really big boat.
We've established
It's a
it's
very
more
big
than
boat.
1,000 pounds? Tons?
What's the
Yeah, it's
boat
more
made
than
out of?
1,000.
Metal. Like
Metal.
steel.
Oh, I have an idea! I have an idea!
Could you heat metal and just...
Betty's
You
gonna
know?
yell. He's gonna yell, guys, I have a wicked idea.
Oh?
What?
Any of you know ice
like, sitting here on the
spells?
floor, like, attempting to make Hazel not die, just
Do
like...
any of you know ice
Oh.
spells?
No, I don't.
Okay, I'm gonna start freezing some of the holes, and I'll start welding some of the others.
Okay.
We can do this.
I don't have any spells that could help out with that, but I believe in
Or
you.
find a hole that's the size of your hand and stick your hand over it.
Ah.
Or start bailing.
I was like, I mean, we could try and make... I don't know, maybe Somni could do something, but she's kind of still dying, so...
All right, Benny, what are you doing?
I am going to start using my cantrip Ray of Frost.
Ooh.
And start trying to freeze some of the holes.
Yeah, absolutely. So how many bolts does Ray of Frost have?
So,
Because I
It only
believe Ray of
has
Frost is a bolt
one.
spell.
It's a beam spell.
A beam spell, so I'm gonna say that you can seal up one hole per casting of it. So
Okay.
you just like kind of pull yourself underneath the waves of the subconscious vessel, and you are going to take your hand and just shoot forth a beam of cold towards one of the holes, kind of closer to Lily's side, as it begins to seal up with like this thick ice. You actually see press against it one of the bodies of the subconscious people who are asleep, who normally count on the healing of the captain itself, floats by and like head presses against the ice for just a second before getting whisked away once again. And you also
I'm gonna
see
action surge and do it again.
Action surge, do it again, absolutely. So, and as you see that, you kind of whip around and you take your hand and you take another one of the bigger holes, and you are going to flash freeze it close instantly, as quickly as possible. And you do see, however, as the ship is definitely getting slower as it's sinking, but at the corner of the ship, at the lowest part of it, the water is pitch black, and not the bright seafoam green of the rest of the subconscious sea. All right. Do you want to move to like resurface or anything? To basically conserve air.
Am I underwater?
You are underwater.
The ship is underwater.
Yeah, the ship is
Oh,
actively
holy shit.
like mostly sunk. It is the entire bottom deck of the ship is submerged.
Yeah, I'm gonna resurface. And how much of it's still above the water?
Like, I'd say about 50% of the top deck is above water. So the upper portions
Ayo.
around the wheel and the bow. Or the bow and the hull. Bow and the back, whatever it is. Because the bow is the front, the back
stern?
is the stern. Yes, so those upper raised part of the bow and the stern are up, and that is currently what the people who are unconscious are resting upon. That's where Arden brought them.
Okay, perfect. I am going to, come up for air, and then we're doing it again. I'm using my sorcery points at this point. I'm not even using my spell slots. We're whipping out the sorcery points.
The sorcery points!
Oh, hey.
Heyo. So I believe you can only
Soft
do,
point.
I believe you can do one sorcery point thing per round. It's kind of like...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you're going to use your sorcery points...
For one bonus action.
For a quicken spell bonus action of, Perfect, so, yep, you take that and...
Yeah.
And you are going to, basically that is 2 sorcery points, and you are going to bonus action cast Ray of Frost once again. As you start swimming up and grab kind of that top part of the hull of the deck, you once again cast down another bolt of ice that is going to cover up one of the holes. So now 4 out of the 7 holes are covered.
Hell fucking yeah.
Okay. Next up is going to be the Somnambulist. I think I did skip Lee's turn, but I think Lee will probably go and spare the dying her.
We started at Arden's.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I am still gonna roll.
His turns are both at like kind of the same point, so.
And Aslan got a 10, so that is another success.
Woo.
So, believe, was that 3 successes?
Think.
Believe so.
Maybe? Yes?
I think that was 3
My
successes.
goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Arden, as you are just pressing down on her chest eventually, that faint rhythm, you are just keeping it alive as best as possible, as after a second you just hear... As she turns over, spits out like a bunch of water from her lungs, and just,
Arden's gonna give her a hug.
Aslan!
she'll reach up and hug you back as well, but we'll look at the situation and just go, okay,
Yeah,
oh no.
boat's sinking. You got anything that unsinks boats?
She will turn to you and will just go, well, I can do my best. Where is, and then Lee is just going to go, Hazelin, you're, and she just goes, no.
He's fine now. The mind control's done. Or
Are you sure?
You know. Yeah, I did something and it seemed to work. So.
Could really use your guys' help with this!
Yeah, there's holes. There's holes in the boat. Plug the holes. Honestly, I don't think we have time for anything else. Just plug them holes, I guess. And then I think he was lifting out. Well, okay, this was while he was still mind controlled, technically. Except this time, you know what? It's not important. Anyway, he was lifting water out of the boat, but like I don't think it was with move water. So.
Lee's just gonna go, yes, I think I have an idea. I think I can use some telekinesis, theoretically, assuming that I have the spells left for it. I don't know exactly what I did, but I'm sorry, Azalin. And she just grits her teeth and is just gonna turn to Benny and is going to, like, slowly stumble up to her feet and, is just going to look down, basically, at the damage, and is just gonna go, oh, no. And,
yeah, pretty much.
Unfortunately, because she got up from her death save, that's all she can really do because she's stabilized, like, this turn. So, she is going to, however, like, she's ready to help out if she can. So, we are sinking further. So, basically, at this point, 60% of the top deck is flooded. So,
great.
that is going to bring us
well, I don't
to...
have any spells, but can I grab a bucket?
You can absolutely grab a bucket. There are buckets on this vessel.
Right,
so,
fabulous.
Oh my god.
it is the captain's turn.
That's
I will
my
say,
best idea.
ever since using Revivify, the captain only has, like, it just stays at 1.
But
No.
it just stays at 1?
It just stays
It doesn't
at 1.
reset?
It doesn't reset.
Oh.
So,
Whoa.
he'll pass his turn.
All right.
You guys are all up.
Yep. And we are, well, we're fixing some holes at least.
Okay. Lee only has 1 turn now, and it will be at the end of initiative. Because it is
Okay.
no longer Leviticus Protocol.
Yeah.
And Lee is indeed going to attempt to cast Telekinesis at 5th level. He is out of 5th level spell slots. So he'll try to cast it and just go, Scheiße, and is going to rear his head back again and is going to try and cast it at 6th level. He is out of 6th level spell slots. Just gonna go, Scheiße, come on, and is going to instead try to cast it at 7th level, which he does have a slot in. Nope, he doesn't. He only has 8th level in. Okay. He has 8th level slots. Yep, he blew a lot of them on Divine Word. So, he's just gonna, come on. And so, with 8th level, he is going to cast Telekinesis and is going to grab 100 pounds of water and is going to just, once again, instead of putting it back into the ocean, he is going to hold it above the ship and is just gonna go, this is about all I can do. I'm sorry.
It's okay, you're doing a great job. Thank you so much for your help, and I'm really glad you're here.
Alright. So that is being held above the ship, and real quick, I gotta go say hi, because my doggy is home, and I also gotta go to the washroom. But feel free to talk amongst you. Feel free to strategize and talk amongst yourselves.
I'm gonna see it. This is gonna sound so gang. My only thought is that Arden can do is to use the animate object spell scroll, animate some chunks of metal, and tell them to sit themselves over the holes.
That would be actually really smart.
I think it could work. I'm gonna look up the animate object.
Animate the boat, and I can float it.
I can't animate the boat. It only works for stuff that's smaller, I think.
This is a big sad moment. Also, how you doing, Morgue? I missed you.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. I am so excited right now.
Yeah.
And the session always goes so wacky.
It does. I'm just like looking at everybody like floating kind of dead in the water, just like, well, I guess I better buckle down. I guess he's done. Kind of glad that she thinks that way, though.
Yeah. And there's just poor fucking Benny. He's old. He's been here for the entirety of these last few, like the entirety of this campaign. So he's getting really tired.
Yeah, understandable, frankly.
Like, I'd be honest, it's been, what, 4 years since this campaign has started? I would not blame Loops if Benny died this episode. Like, as much as I want to see him reach to the end, like, it's been 4 fucking years.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see, it says, okay, so I can choose 10 non-magical objects within range, 120 feet, that are not being worn or carried. Medium targets, so medium targets count as 2 objects, large targets count as 4 objects, huge targets count as 8 objects. Wait, can I animate the boat then?
You might be able to, that's what I mean. If you animate the boat,
okay,
I can float it.
Yeah, I'll have to check with Loops when they come back, but because earlier I was like, I think it's just for smaller objects, but I guess maybe, okay, cool. Maybe okay. It just depends on if it counts as huge or if, because I don't know, you know what I mean. Like, I don't know where those lines fall for objects, because the boat's really big.
Yeah.
If that doesn't count, then I can choose 10 objects.
But here's the thing,
I can pick small objects, or no.
Boats
medium
are usually made by...
has 2 objects. Any medium piece should be able to cover a hole, I would think. So,
yeah, or if
with that, I could get 5 of them, and they could just go sit over some holes.
But what if you only animated something like the hull or something, and then I float the hull?
Yeah, but I think that would technically be, it's all one object. It's not separate objects.
Bone! Hello, Bone.
I looked at the animate object spell, and you choose, so specifically, you choose up to 10 non-magical objects within range that aren't being worn or carried, which the boat is not.
Oh, true.
But you can actually pick up larger objects. So if you pick up a huge object, it takes 8 objects. It counts as 8 objects. But I'm not sure if the boat is huge.
It is considered gargantuan, however.
Yeah.
I think if someone else also cast it with you.
Yeah, but it's a spell scroll, so I don't know. Does anyone else have animate objects?
Do you want to yell that out and see?
I'll ask the room, you know.
Yeah, so you just like okay, so basically what happens is you are going to like go through your bag and you pull out the animate object spell scroll. Mm-hmm. You shout out, "Does anyone else have animate objects?" And Aslan turns around and goes, "Why wouldn't I? I do. What's the plan?"
Well, the boat, it's too big for one spell, but I think if we use maybe 2 spells, then that would be enough.
I can float it!
And then it would be a creature, which I feel like would help.
Okay.
You can tell it to do things.
Sure, I mean, whatever works.
And I can float it.
Anything is worth a shot at this point.
That's so true. And I guess we're gonna try and cast animate objects. It doesn't say... It just says concentration up to a minute, so... That'll give us some time to fix holes.
Alright, perfect. So, you're going to cast animate objects on one part of the ship. and you are going to start like lifting it up out of the water. I don't know whose turn it is. It's your turn now. Oh no, it is your turn because top of ship because Lee just like is holding the water over the ship, and you can kind of tell like he's struggling to properly concentrate due to everything that has happened. Yeah. But he's just holding it above as best as possible while looking down and just like going like as you are going to reach up and cast animate objects as best as possible. Considering that you guys are trying to do this in tandem, the Somnambulist will indeed probably just do it alongside you, as she will also cast animate objects.
I mean, we are right next to each other, so.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can kind of like touch onto her and like touch her shoulder, and she will also flick her hand in the air. And as this mixture of this kind of divine, almost green light is going to push up from underneath the water, and it is going to be a perfect mixture of both Aslan and Arden's greens, respectively, as from up in the water, the ship is going to be surrounded in this green mist that like wraps and hugs around side of it. The captain gives you guys a nod of approval as you animate the object and it begins to rise up just slightly, with some of the water beginning to pour out the sides, but it is struggling to get up. So
yeah, it is now a creature under our control.
Oh.
For at least a minute. So, hey, Benny.
Yeah, no, I'm yeah.
Benny,
I got this.
It is your turn.
It's only gonna last for a minute, but that might be we can fix some holes in that time.
Okay.
I'm water walking that bitch.
Yeah, so you just like, you press your hands down onto the board and you are going to cast Water Walk, and
I'll just yell, going up!
Oh yeah! As you press your hands down and the boat begins to rise up into the air, as the water begins to spill out all the sides of it. Like, all of it basically just, like, siphons out of the bottom. It's kind of like a rain of, like, this foggy, misty, seafoam green water. As Benny rises us all to the top, kind of hand, like, pressed up inside the air, as everything just surges up and forwards. It is a mix of the greens of both Arden and Somnambulist and Benny's, like, fluorescent gold and purple, as it pushes up into the top of the water. All right, so
all right, we gotta fix those holes real fast now, gang.
Yeah, and Lee is just going to like take his telekinesis, is going to bring it down and disperse it off to the side of the ship so that none of it gets back on. And basically, it's now kind of because Arden and Somnambulist have to keep concentration. So basically, I believe the only people does Waterwalk take concentration as well?
I'm checking right now.
Okay.
So let's see. Creatures of 10 million range with the ability of duration. The duration's an hour.
Okay, duration's an hour, so Benny can help. So basically, Arden and Somnambulist have to keep concentration. Everyone else can start patching the holes. It'll last for 1 minute, which is 10 rounds or 10 turns. So
how many holes are left?
There are, so you sealed 4, and there were 7, so 4,
so
3. There are 3, and there's 3 people who can seal a hole each. That being...
Yeah, all right.
Oh no, it's just Lily and Benny. No, it's Lily, Benny, and Lee.
Benny...
Lee can help as well. Okay, Benny does not need... Benny does not need to do Benny, do you have to do concentration?
Nope, it just lasts for an hour.
Okay, easy as that. So, so we last left off at Benny's turn as he casts Water Walk. So Lily, it is your turn.
She's going to search for another piece of scrap metal to cover the next hole with metal.
As it kind of like, as you are lifted up and out of the liquid, you kind of feel your feet land down on solid ground, and very easily tremor sense ripples out from your feet as you are able to find a big piece of scrap metal, and you just run over, grab it, slide over to one of the bigger holes and slap it on, and just take both of your hands, like kind of like dust them together so a little spark comes off, go around the side and just seal it to the ground. All right, and you feel 2 more holes left.
She's going to... Is she still underwater?
Nope, all the water is drained because of Water Walk.
All right, well, she's fine. She's just hanging out. I'm gonna go get a package.
Easy as that. All right, and so it is now going to be time for the Somnambulist, who has to roll to keep concentration. So that is just Constitution. That is 14. She keeps concentration. It is a 10 and above for concentration. As she is just keeping her head in the air and such, and kind of like occasionally glancing back at Lee, and then at Arden to make sure that you guys are both kind of lifting this in tandem. Captain passes a turn. It is Lee's turn. Lee is going to, let us Lee here. I think what's going to happen is that Lee is going to also just like jump down into the ship, and they don't have mending is the thing. So I'm trying to see what Lee can do to try and help out.
Not lightning, right?
Yeah, he does have lightning. Is
lightning
the thing.
Is concentrated fire. Would he be able to lightning finger?
He can weld.
True.
Like
I think
he did with one of his fingers once, where he welded something.
I think he can weld. I think he absolutely can.
Wait,
Yeah,
does welding exist yet? Have we invented welding?
I think the party has existed.
If metal
Like,
ships exist, I feel like welding should exist.
But you can do metal ships without welding. You can rivet. Think Titanic.
That's true.
so he is going to drop concentration on telekinesis, like siphon it off to the side, and he is going to slide down into like the bottom of the ship, and is going to grab another piece of metal, just like Lily, is going to place it on the ground, and is going to cast Shocking Grasp. So he's going to take his hands, rub them together, and is just going to like take the lightning and disperse it through, and is going to basically weld this piece of metal, just like Lily did. Perfect. So that is going to be Lee's turn.
If the term weld would exist, but I feel like the concept of melting metal to stick it together is not like...
Absolutely does.
Yeah.
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 So Lee is just going to shout out, one left, one left! All right, Arden, roll concentration. So that is Constitution. Number to beat is 10.
Okay.
You can do it!
Woo!
Normally I wouldn't roll.
Right?
Normally I wouldn't be rolling concentration unless you guys were getting hit, but considering this is like pushing the limits of magic itself, I'm gonna have you guys be rolling
I'm very glad I
concentration.
because I technically rolled a 9, but I do add 2, so it's an 11.
Ooh. Okay, perfect. So
close,
you are absolutely cutting it close, and as you do, you and Aslan just keep the ship up long
I'm
enough.
not really a magic man, I won't lie.
Yeah, you're not used to it, but I think what's going to happen is Aslan is going to turn around, is going to grab your hand and like readjust where it's sitting, and just go, okay, that makes it a little bit easier on the elbows, you know? Hard to hold this up. We got this.
We do.
All right, Benny. One hold remains.
That whole
I need to build confidence in my spellcasting modifier.
that is about to get welded shut by Benny, inventor of welding, and he is going to
Inventor of the term.
inventor.
Well,
of the
I
torch.
mean, he's old enough that maybe he could be the inventor of welding and just not
I think
know.
he is, because last time he was on the
So-
subconscious, he also did welding.
He's
Yeah.
just really cool like that. So it's like Firebolt, but it becomes focused on the tippy tip of my control flames. That's what it is. I'm controlling the flame on the tippy tip of my finger, and I'm gonna start welding that metal.
Yep, you grab the last
crap.
piece, you just slide over, place the metal down, and weld it shut.
Oh
We
my god.
Victory!
are out of initiative.
Oh my god.
Benny's just gonna flop on the deck, dude.
I will say, if we're out of initiative, Levy's gonna go over to the places where Benny froze over and is going to do like another layer of like welded metal. Because
I was gonna get your
it's, like,
ass on that.
structurally sound.
I was gonna get your ass on that later. I'm very glad you remembered.
That's not. Yeah, I was about to say. I was about to suggest
Yeah.
that. I was like, didn't we just freeze some over? Shouldn't we like?
She also she'll go through and make sure like all of them are she'll tremor sense, make sure she can't feel any holes in them. Basically like an OSHA check, but OSHA doesn't exist. It's actually
Yeah.
the Lely
This is what we
Department
need
of
to
Health and
invent, guys.
Safety.
We gotta invent OSHA.
Yeah.
It's
so
not
it's
for
the new
ocean
Lely.
because this is where we came up
Yeah.
with it.
Once it's all like confirmed to be like structurally sound and okay after she's mended a little bit more, she's gonna go up to the top deck and she's gonna fall over just like
Yep, same with Benny. Benny's also fall over with Lately and just gonna lay down and be like, oh.
well, Benny's
I
right
think
there.
that's probably what we're all doing.
Yeah, pretty much everyone just like collectively flops to the side of just pure raw exhaustion. It's a moment of just like there's a moment where people are unsure if it's going to keep sinking or not, and as Lily just like goes and makes sure that everything is properly welded shut, and as it begins to kind of slowly sink a little bit back into the water to its regular buoyancy levels, you guys kind of all can just breathe a sigh of relief as
I feel like Arden turns to the
doesn't sink.
I feel like Arden turns to the captain while like looking at the floor. Is like, well, the mortals have spoken. Stick around, man.
Benny is gonna open his arms and put them both around Arden and Lily and just say, "I'm so."
Oh, Lily's like, her feet aren't on the ground. She's like on Benny.
Aw, please roll because
Yeah, because
your curse.
Benny fucking loves his kids. He is hugging Lily right now, and he's like, pardon my language, kiddo, but I'm so fucking happy I didn't lose you.
I mean, I already know Crystal,
Arden, I'm so glad I didn't lose you.
You too, Somni. Hugs him really tight and is like, I mean, I think it's us who should be saying that to you, honestly.
Lily's she's not even saying anything. She's just bawling into his chest, just like.
Benny is rubbing Lily's back to try and help comfort her, and he's like, "It's okay, kid. We got out of it together. Nothing we can't do as a team."
Arden's not much of a crier, but she's probably shedding a couple tears of like,
we can't tell Sharpay this happened. She's gonna cry.
Lee is at this point wandered off. Aslan is going to be close to your little guys' pile. She has also not really noticed him go off, but she is just gonna go like, remember when I wanted to kill you guys like so long ago, and the fact that you guys got like close to death, and I'm kind of crying over that.
Come here, kiddo.
I think Arden like reaches out an arm and like goes to drag her in, and then like turns to look for Lee to drag him in too, because you know what, we're having a hug it out session. She's like, hey, where did Lee go?
Sobbing, wailing.
Did you see where Lee went?
Could you go check on him, Arden?
Yeah, I will.
don't think I can stand
she's gonna
him if I wanted to right now.
Hunt him down. He is not immune to being hugged.
He is at the bottom of the deck and is slowly pacing across all of the holes in the ground and running his hand across the lightning strikes that kind of jut off and about them. He's very clearly exhausted and just rope, really, as you see just like he's almost walking in a daze, I think the best way to describe it, as he kind of wanders aimlessly. He doesn't seem to fully understand his surroundings. He's just back and forth as much as he can. As he puts his
kind of like, go up match paces and be like, can I give you a hug?
Oh, Arden, I am. Just kind of looks at you up and down and is going to like. I'm sorry. I don't think I'm in a position to give a hug right now.
Okay, well, I'll just stand here next to you then.
Are you sure you want to do that? I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I don't know what happened.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's you that needs to apologize, really. Or you don't need to. I mean, technically, it was my mom who told you to do all that, so if anything, you can blame her.
I'm sorry. I suppose you are correct. I have learned this lesson ago already, that it's not my fault, but it
But it still sucks.
Still sucks. And you're not a therapist. I am. It would be improper for me to just lay all my shit onto you at once, but I don't know how. Puts his head in his hands. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. Yeah. no matter how long it's been, and no matter how many people have told me it's not my fault, I'm so glad that you got everyone to safety, because I don't know what I would do myself if something like that again.
Yeah.
Like what I did the first time. I'm sorry if I am being awkward right now. It's rough.
Nah, it's fine. We all kind of just like almost died, so.
Are you hurt? And I know everyone else is hurt, and
Well, I mean,
I know that
technically,
scars
yes,
are going to
but
form.
I'm
and
not gonna die, so.
Okay, good.
No more than everybody else is. I put my hand in your mouth.
Is that why?
What? You put your hand in his mouth? Do you know where that's been?
I think they're having a private conversation. Did you guys just fucking barge in?
No, that was out of character.
Okay.
That was
Okay. Yeah,
really funny.
you just hear Lee just go, is that why my mouth tastes so funny? I mean, no offense
Probably,
to
yeah.
how your hand tastes.
No, I mean, I just figured maybe you should know. I don't know. It turns out that's a pretty effective way to stop somebody from casting spells.
Well, I'll have to keep that one in mind for next time. Or maybe someone else goes, gets controlled.
Yeah. You just put your hand in their mouth. Yep.
You are at the risk of this sounding like an electricity pun, which would not be appropriate at this situation, I think.
No, I think that, I mean, it would be kind of funny, though.
You are very grounded. You are very grounding.
Thanks. You know, I was ready to panic, but then I realized you just have to keep going, right? And then maybe things work out on the other end. But you know, even if they didn't, you'd feel worse if you didn't do anything about it. So.
I suppose that is true. It's honestly quite impressive. I mean, I've been alive for a couple hundred of years, and yet you have learned this lesson already that it's taken me so long.
I mean, it does help that I go to therapy. Like, that's definitely a factor here.
You know, you remind me of this family that I was kind of part of their family. They were quite optimistic as well. Forgive me for being an old man who is going to get sentimental for just a moment, but
I think that's your job as an old man.
In these situations, I always think about, and they are long gone at this point, but I hold them in my heart because they were the first people to snap me out of what you just witnessed. But you remind me specifically of this one named Lawrence. Such a cheerful rabbit folk. You have that energy, and it makes me nostalgic in a way, and I just.
Well, I'm glad I remind you of somebody nice.
Yes, because you are very nice.
Thanks.
I understand that I should not just mope around away from the party and sulk. I know that there's not...
I mean, you gotta get a little bit of moping done, right?
That you do. Arden, you fascinate me. You are perhaps the most well-adjusted adventurer I've ever seen.
Again, it's the therapy. If you meet any other adventurers and they aren't doing therapy, definitely suggest it to them.
I've gone myself a couple of times. Obviously, you get to a point are traumatized where you think that you are beyond it, but it's times like this where you remember that it's like a scar. It doesn't always go away. It becomes easier to deal with over time, but still, said it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Last thing I wanted to do was the people around me. Trauma that I have gone through. I know it's not my fault, but well, I think I should book another appointment. Therapist after this.
Yeah, probably. Although we do now know the phrase that we're supposed to use to like turn you off. So I hope that'll be handy in the future. I'll like write it down somewhere for, well, maybe Aslan does know it now. I'm not sure, but
I would appreciate that. It hasn't happened in so long. I just assumed that everyone who knew the word was out of my life, or would be someone who knows it and would never use it for harm. I gave you all the word implicitly with the idea that if things got dire, you could use that part of me for good, but it's never... It's just never...
I mean, I'd rather have you around than any of that.
I appreciate that. I guess I still sometimes carry with me that fear of, well, maybe the Leviticus guy has more of a use than I, but...
Nah, I don't think that guy has, like, any thought in his head. So...
How do you stay so optimistic? I mean...
you know, I'm not sure. My mom certainly seems to think it's a bit of a mystery. But... I don't know. I just try to remember that, like, as you keep going forward, that the future is always going to be there, and whatever you do, you have to know that your kind of your future self is going to have to deal with whatever consequences of that there are, but that's also me. So as long as I do my absolute best, I know that future version of me will, like, be cool, I guess. And it kind of helps to know that, there'll be somebody out there who, even if it is just myself, who, like, kind of gets it,
I suppose when you spend so much time thinking about your past and picking up the secrets of it and being in a realm full of nothing but the past, I guess sometimes the future is hard to look to. Really impressive that you do that. I mean, once again, most adjusted adventurer I've met.
That's a name, I guess, that I'm happy to keep going forwards.
Thank you for checking on me. This is not your job, and you've already done so much today. I mean, you've already fended me off, and we could have... I could have killed you all.
It could have been worse.
Been worse.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. And that's what I should focus on.
Yep.
So thank you for not letting it be worse.
Yeah. And honestly, thank you too, because I was a little worried, but then I guess I may have accidentally stumbled upon the way to bring you back entirely, and then, I don't know, you were able to, like, do things, figure out what was happening.
Well, I think that was mostly... that did seem to mostly be Benny's ingenuity, but I'm glad I could at least help just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like, I don't know, I was standing there, and the captain was standing there, and he was all like, well, either we can all sink with the ship, or I die. And I was and he was kind of like, hey, I can't make that decision because I serve mortals only. And I was very relieved that there was at least somebody else around, because that's kind of a lot.
It's far too much to be put on your shoulders, on anyone's shoulders.
Yeah, I think we need to find some kind of way of like polling the populace for him or something. I don't know, but then everybody was just like awake again. I guess maybe I guess if we're learning how spells, if I'm learning how spell scrolls work, I should figure out how how that one does, the one you do to stabilize people. What do you call it? Spare the dying or whatever? Spare the dying.
Many different ways to cast it. Everyone has their own way, but I would absolutely be willing to teach you sometime if you would. But I
think I definitely would.
At the best of times, I do sorcery, but there are sometimes I dabble in the more research-oriented spells, and that is one of the researched ones I've done. So I'm willing to share notes with you at some point.
That'd be great. I've been figuring out how to draw spells, so I figure if I can add that to the repertoire, definitely a very, very good one to know.
Yes, well, the way I do it is actually it's different to most people because I tend to have stormish magic, but and that is going to trail off as he's going to start. One of the best ways to ground people who are experiencing, I have PTSD, so this is my experience. One of the best ways to ground someone who has gone through a traumatic experience is to get them to ramble. And intentionally or not, just bringing up Spare the Dying, Arden, he just starts to trail off into a ramble of the different styles of casting. And he starts kind of just like showing it back and forth, just like showing you the motions that he uses for it. His hand is shaking a fair bit throughout it, but the more he kind of starts to teach you, the more that tremor that is kind of like persisting in it is going to start calming down just a bit. And yeah, I think we are going to say that you are now halfway to learning the cantrip Spare the Dying.
Cool.
And so,
I was like, I mean, I know I have some magic if I can cast the light cantrip, so
you can cast the light cantrip. Yeah, not many can do that without a magic initiate, or if they are an Aasimar. Most Aasimar can do that.
Yep. Not gonna add anything to that.
He just like gives you a glance of like, and then we'll go back. And then we'll just like immediately like autism brain will just like his brain will just go to the side and it'll just be like, so anyways, the way that you want to do it is or at least the way that I do it is how he's going to continue on.
And she is like watching him raptly, like, yes, teach me your ways.
Teach me your ways.
Teach me your ways.
Benny, Lily, Aslan. You guys are on the top deck.
Benny is doing his best to offer Aslan comfort as well, because through this he has lost any will to hate her.
Aww. Yeah.
He doesn't have the energy to hate anyone right now. So she is now part of this group hug if she accepts.
She will. I think she's intermittently still just like doing that high-pitched kind of it's a very sad laugh that she chokes out, but I mean, she's explained to you guys her curse. She has to. Doesn't want to. There's just I thought, you know, for so long I guess I thought I was immortal. Cause I was, you know, with the Pantheon, and then Sharpay stuck my head in a bag. The bag gave me a curse, and and it's dumb, but then I kind of felt like a kid again, and but in a way that nothing makes sense. He just like rolls over into the hug Benny and just goes like, I just don't. I haven't felt vulnerable in a while. Like, stuff can hurt me.
I know how scary it can be. a long time ago, I really did think I was untouchable. I was on top of my game. I was with the Pantheon, and I know. And he's holding her close.
We were so close to dying.
But we didn't.
Yeah, we didn't. I just
We have the best team I could ever ask for.
She just like sighs a little bit. Just goes like, I don't. I don't know how I got to this point. Being friends with the people I absolutely hated and actually caring if they died. I mean, I'm not supposed to care, but.
You're worth it.
I was so close to the end, and it's about that, you know, is a little bit, you know, doom in the brain, but I mean, what the hell are you guys gonna do if you can't cure curses? Just feel vulnerable the rest of your lives?
We'll keep looking. There's always something that can be done, even if it's only doing what you can to make it easier for others. We'll keep trying. I'll keep trying. Because as long as it means that somebody else will have a better life in the future than we had now, it's worth it.
You know, when I was working for for my, not my dad, the prophecy, he told me that Benny Jet's exodus was the scum of the earth because all he wanted to do was keep the world in a shitty place. They convinced me that the world as we know it now, there's no love, there's no freedom, but I mean, it's not like that, is it? I don't know. It's just all this time fighting to make a new world. You know, it's all gonna be great. And like they all just didn't look and see how much care there actually is in the world. It's kind of stupid on their end how much they try and hide it from their vision. Oh, I really hope that this works out for you guys, because I know that if they succeed and the new world is made, I mean, none of this is even gonna matter. But I don't know, I feel like I want it to. I just want the old me to be proved wrong. And you're giving me, you're giving me hope for that. I just hope it works. And that you can keep trying.
Well, she's saying all this. Benny is rubbing her back.
I would have never been vulnerable like this like 3 days ago, and yet here we are. Turns out the subconscious does some wild things to your brain.
The power of friendship. We did it, gang.
It's real. I tell you what. What would you prefer me to call you?
I feel like I don't... Is it bad that I maybe I was shocked around too much, but I feel like when I was a kid, I was Aslan, sister to Lee, princess, but I don't think I'm that. She's in there, but I don't... She never grew up, and in a way I don't want her to. It's an ambulance is a fucking disaster. She's crashing and burning, and oh, it hurts. It's rough. Because it, you know, the more I speak, the more I'm doubting what I'm saying, and there's still part of me that just wants to turn around, and I mean, while you guys are down, you're so close to death already, I mean, I could just finish the job, get the eyes, complete my goal, but I don't... I think at that point, those are thoughts that are there, but I am... I don't like them anymore, which is weird. I lived by that. Ugh, why are emotions weird? I hate it.
I'm not sure, but I think I understand what you're saying.
I want to live a life where Aslan didn't get taken, and I didn't, and I was, but I can't. So I think maybe I just want to be someone who, I don't know, maybe can protect people like that. And I don't know why all of this is coming up after a near-death experience. I think maybe it just reminds me of when I was younger, and it makes I'm all scrambly. I don't know.
You know, there's this old saying in what language was it? Elvish. Ad astra per aspera. To the stars, through the moon.
That's a good saying.
Maybe you are like the moon. You know, you've got the bottom, the earth, the ground, the foundation, the roots of the tree, and then you've got somnambulist, which are the stars, and then you. Not the sun, 'cause, you know, we know all about the sun, but the moon.
You can call me Astra.
All right, Astra. I remember there used to be this old man who lived in my home way long ago. I just kind of came to me while we were going through all this. He said, "The future is what you make of it." So make it a good one.
Man, being so close to death just really puts things into perspective, doesn't it? I'm sorry, I'm deflecting.
No, it's okay. I could go for some coffee.
Yeah, I could have a nap.
Here, Benny sheds his coat.
Aww.
It curls
Still
up in
a bit
it.
Chilly out.
She'll
Don't get too cold.
she'll fall asleep. Eventually, I think Lee finishes up teaching Arden for the night, and he will just pat her on the shoulder and just go, thank you for listening. Hopefully you can pick that up quite soon.
Yeah.
Sorry, I am exhausted. kind of a lot to take out of a person to almost kill all their friends.
Well, honestly, yeah. I mean, we're probably all tired.
Yeah. Well, hey, good thing that, we still have the, the god of the long rests around.
Right?
I am going to take one. He'll rest. So now it's just Arden, Lily, Benny.
Yeah, I think Arden is also just gonna kind of like curl up, probably just next to Lee because we're all in the same spot and just like, yep, nope, you know what? Being asleep sounds good.
Yep.
I've had enough of being awake.
Benny's gonna stay awake just a touch longer to set up a very small fire somewhere where it's obviously not gonna do damage to the ship.
Make coffee over the fire.
Well, the fire's more to keep everyone warm. And for once, he makes tea.
Aww. What the fuck? You start baking tea. Oh.
Once he's done, Lily's going to take a cup, and then she's going to take a second cup. And she's going to move a little bit away from the I'd say about like 10 feet. She's going to set the cup down, and she's slowly going to take her scarf off, the golden one. She's going to put the scarf around the cup of tea. And the next thing she brings out is V. And because V is right next to the keyring that she got from Wilfred. So she's going to set the little plushie right behind the cup of tea. And finally, she's going to take out the Anstronth harp. And slowly from the others, like from the campfire, Benny can hear the beginnings of a very familiar song.
No!
Oh, does Benny still have his fucking musical instrument? I swear to God, he's gonna join in.
Oh, hurdy-gurdy!
He's gonna join in and carefully take out his instrument from whatever magical place it was held during all this torturous fighting.
She's not much of like a musician or a singer, but she knows how to make basic notes. And
Benny joins in to support.
Yeah, she gives the little cup of tea like a little clink and takes her sip and leaves the other one wrapped in a scarf.
What the fuck? This time?
God, if I had... Yeah.
This time, it was different than it was last time. And you hear as Benny joins along, as you pluck out the notes. Oh, fuck.
Oh. When she's finished, she's going to take the tea, and what she's going to do is she's going to, like, not sprinkle, but she's gonna, like, spill it onto her scarf deliberately. And then with control flames, she's going to take her the fire from her gauntlet and use it to gently dry the liquid off of the scarf. So it's stained.
That is so sweet. That is so sweet. Oh, how dare you hurt me with Wilfred emotions.
With that reminder, she gives Benny like a little pat on like the cloth of his shoulder, and then goes to join the others to sleep.
Girl up next to everyone else. Aslan at this point has inchwormed over to the rest of the party in her blankie.
We're friends! We're friends!
Yeah.
Let's go, Ezra!
As everyone falls asleep, the song played on the hurdy-gurdy shifts to the lullaby Betty would always sing to finish off the evening.
Ah! Yeah. Yep.
And then finally, bro's so tired. He just falls asleep, kind of curled around everyone.
You
Bro's
guys. You guys just, yep. Yep. You just kind of hear as Benny is, like, just singing it to bed. Close your eyes on Hushabye Mountain. Sail far away from Lullaby Bay. I'm sure Crime knows the song better. But yeah. The captain is going to slowly descend down the stairs to the bottom deck where everyone is kind of curled up at this point. They're going to take 10 of the surrounding area. They are going to look at the doors. They are all broken from that encounter. Burst the seams, welded to the walls. The captain looks and follows as the trail of memories, this kind of inky liquid, is all heading towards the final hole in the ship, but it's a hole that is always there, the one that he brings people to the surface and lays on his hands to cure them of their wounds, his godly duty, the god of long rest.
Ooh, our favorite god.
Yeah.
Our favorite.
He watches as it trails off.
Far and away the fave.
He watches as this kind of spiral of memory liquid begins to sink further down into the sea. Looks at the rest of you guys. Looks at the ship. He has a prognosis in mind, but will wait until you guys are well slept and well adjusted, so for now, he is just going to walk upstairs slowly, anchor the ship for once, and return to his duties. Looks back at Benny. Will turn forward into the liquid, and as he is laying people asleep, he will reach into his own mouth and pull out a memory orb. Brush a finger over top of it, and just kind of watch as that song Benny sung reminded something. And you guys do not see it, but the memory he is watching is back in the Curse War. Half his face blown off. The only thing there, his mouth. His arms scattered to the winds, his body on the ground, but General Exodus laying next to him, singing to him, telling him stories of dreams he's had. Captain brushes a thumb over this, turns back to everyone else, swallows the memory orb once again for himself, keeps dragging people up from the waves. There will definitely be consequences to how far the ship sunk and the doors being kind of broken, but for now, we are going to end this session off here.
Holy shit!
Hello!
Oh my God.
We did it, gang.
Yeah, that was designed to be almost impossible for the ship to not sink. The fact that you guys did that, I had a whole thing planned for the ship sinking, and you managed. You managed. I am so happy D&D exists.
We're the team.
You
We're
literally
the team.
fought the odds because I planned that out and I was like, there's like a 1 in 10 chance that they are going to actually like be able to save this fucking
We are
ship.
the one.
You you did it. I am so
Because
impressed.
Sharpay
Please,
would've killed us.
please, everyone, take a point of inspiration. And
replaces the one that I quit.
yeah, you know what? Not only that, I would like all of you guys to level up.
What?
Hey.
Oh, we did it!
Yippee!
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh my god.
that was ridiculous. You guys absolutely deserve to level up from that. Like, oh my god.
We fucking did it. We unsank a ship.
You did!
I sank a ship.
The amount of power within turning it into a creature to use water walk is just like, oh my god, that might have been the smartest plan I've ever seen executed in D&D.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And I was like, because when I looked earlier, like I was like, before I even picked the people up, I was like, because when I was talking about the telling, I guess Leviticus technically to unsink the ship. I was like looking at the spell scrolls I have because I was like, I don't really have any spells, but maybe one of these would help. I'm like, none of these would help except maybe animate objects, but I think that only does like not things that are as large as a ship.
But then
So-
Aslan does have it because our whole thing
I was
was like,
I
yeah.
gotta go and check because, you know.
So
and it was
good.
like, oh,
hilariously enough,
we've
during
got it.
during the first fight with Aslan on the subconscious, that was before Arden joined, it was ages ago, she was like actively like pulling pieces of metal and using animate objects on them on the ship fight, if I remember correctly. So reverse of that,
so.
this time she fixes the ship character arc.
Ultimate Uno reverse card.
I don't know how
To be
Aslan
honest,
got
didn't you
redeemed. She was
almost do that?
I don't know how the fuck you guys managed to redeem Aslan, considering she was supposed to be the
Welcome to
BBEG
the-
for this whole arc, but
Welcome
now
to
she
the
is
gamer
friend.
arc.
No,
Uh,
here's the thing.
Welcome to the gamer
Arden there,
arc,
who was
Astra.
like-
Woo!
Art-
Because you saw
Friend,
Arden
you.
saw a person sort of her age and was like, that could be a friend.
And you know what?
And I'm pretty sure that's basically
She
all
is
that
no
it
longer
was.
Aslan. She is Astra.
Yeah, Astra.
I will say
Astra.
for like part of my closing remark, I misquoted it. I remember there's a quote that says "to the moon through the stars," but the actual quote "ad astra per aspera" is "to the stars through difficulty." So
Aw.
Astra is still like a fitting name.
So-
Probably more fitting with that version.
Ah!
That was so
But
good.
yeah,
Wow!
Elvish is Latin now, I guess.
Elvish can be Latin as a treat. Let's do
Elvish is
closing.
Latin.
Yeah, so that's your closing remark. Morgue closing remarks.
Yeah, honestly, Arden winning.
Winning, so true.
Girl pulled, my girl, she pulled that shit back from the brink, man.
My girl, she bussin'.
So true.
My girl.
My girl.
Our girl.
And crime
Our
closing
girl.
remarks.
That's that episode's up there on the favorite crime episodes alongside the told the underwater fuck you.
Precipice,
And-
fuck off.
Blew something up using the power of hydrogen explosives.
Both Pantheon episodes, hilariously enough.
Yeah,
but this
that's
one,
a-
no
that's-
Pantheon episode, just Leviticus moment.
But
Leviticus moment.
we've been doing this for 4 years, Luke.
Oh yeah, this is the 150th session, by the way.
Oh, how have we got here? This is amazing.
Oh my god. 150.
We started as two silly boys on the East Coast, and now
We
look at us.
did, and now we live in completely different provinces. Yo!
And we've only
Ugh.
gotten gayer and more
So
autistic, and it's
true.
honestly super based.
So good. Oh man.
Alright, I'm gonna give all y'all a big kiss, but I have to go use the bathroom so goddamn bad, so I will see you all later. Big
And I will
kisses.
see you guys for next session. Next session is hopefully going to be Ride or Die again. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.
Alright,
And,
Closing remark, Luke.
yeah, what's your
oh.
closing remark before we go?
My closing remark is I cannot believe you guys did that. Like, oh my god, I was so impressed. I've never created a fight that you guys were supposed to lose, so don't, like, I know I said it was supposed to be, like, really hard to not have the ship sink, and that I had a plan for if it did. But like I genuinely, like, once we got to the point where it was mostly underwater and everyone went down, I was like, I have this in the bag. The ship is going down. It's gonna be that thing. And then you fucking Uno reversed me to the moon and back, and it was the best thing ever. And I am so fucking proud of you guys. I love D&D. Yeah. All right. Well, tune in next time for more Cursed Ones, and also. I guess I will also say that there is something funny.
Get higher every session.
Actually, I think, you know what? We'll figure out what the consequences of this is next time. But the only thing I will give to the stream is there's also something else coming up.
Smile. Okay, love you guys. Goodbye.
Bye.